Halo, yo, woi, what's up, man? Siang, udah mulai nggak? Belum. Masih setengah jam lagi. Tapi nggak tahu, kayak kemarin aja mulainya lama banget kan? Halo guys, what's up, man? Siang. Ngaret berapa jam? Harusnya enggak sih. Udah bertobat kayaknya orang. Tadinya gue mikir mau nonton Peprex lawan Boom doang kan. Habis itu coba lihat nanti deh. Menang siapa nih kira-kira guys? Hah? Menang siapa nih? Seru nih. Boom baru versus Peprex, the number one in C right now. Halo. Menang siapa kira-kira guys? Kira-kira kalau di atas kertas harusnya menang Peprex ya. Soalnya kan Boom kan baru ya. Setuju nggak? Setuju lah ya. Harusnya. Tapi ini BO1, apapun bisa terjadi, bro. Ini masih Persija enggak? Halo bang, halo. Peprex harus menang. Ya, kalaupun menang bisa aja nasib kayak Darky. Emang Peprex kemarin kalah? Gua nggak tahu sih. Hah? Bentar. Peprex kalah lawan siapa? Lawan Bleed. What? Wow, terbantai 13-6. Wow. Wow, Bleed looking strong adik-adik. Hari ini nunggu matchnya 4 jam atau 3 jam ya, orang nggak tahu. Nomor 1 kok kalah sama Bleed yang baru bang. Wah, nggak tahu bang. I don't know man. Tapi kan ranking saya kan nomor 1 kan Peprex harusnya. Kan gue udah bilang di atas kertas. Bacot nih Vivi Balangka, tolol anjing. Nontonnya di mana guys? Nontonnya di Twitch. Oke, halo, apa kabar baik? Halo bang, gimana kabar ini sehat? Baru sorry bang, udah jarang mampir. Halo Ahmad. Kasihan Peprex main jam segituan. Jam berapa sih Peprex main? Kemarin tuh. Peprex. Kan kalau nggak salah India tuh beda 2 jam ke belakang kan. Jadi misalkan kita jam 10, mereka jam 8. Setahu gue ya. Jam 4 subuh. What the fuck? Enggak, wah gila, nggak masuk akal sumpah. Ada-ada aja anjir. Bisa subuh mainnya loh. Terus ini apa? Terus ini bangun-bangun disuruh main lagi, gila. Nggak masuk akal anjing. Pada nge-tweet nggak sih? Ya kan emang gitu ya, suruhnya FPS kayak tur SKUY banyak yang sampai subuh-subuh. Tur mana yang sampai subuh-subuh? Bangun play lagi, pemain tur di tercaca. Padahal Ivan kira Sira tadi di Dubai bagus banget, lepas di India aneh aja gini. Kemarin tuh nggak tahu permasalahannya apa, gila. Yo lu kurusan, amin. Beda dong, ini kan cuma beda tapi sampai subuh. Gua nggak tahu kenapa bisa BO1 terus sampai subuh tuh, gua nggak ngerti anjir. Padahal mulainya jadi jam berapa ya? Jam 4 sore ya. Harusnya kayak gitu tuh di reschedule jadwalnya. Bangnya nge-gym yoi. Tapi ntar sore paling. Gue nonton abis itu pengen main sih. Sehari susu nasional pam 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 pam. Headsetnya kok sampai 3 gitu sih, aneh banget. Yang satu earphone dipakai buat suara, terus yang di leher itu buat mic pakai headset gaming. Terus yang nutupin earphone itu buat kedap suara. Itu. Bukan 3 headsetnya, kocak. Tutut. Sekarang kita ngapain nih guys sambil nunggu guys? Ngobrol-ngobrol lah. Menurut kalian nih, tapi kemarin gue lihat Heretics kalah lawan Secret ya. Tapi Heretics ngebantai RRQ. RRQ menang lawan Secret. Wah, yang juga ya. RRQ kalah poin plus kalah head to head gak sih? Enggak deh, nggak kalah head to head harusnya ya. Kalah poin ya jatuhnya ya. Soalnya mereka bertiga kan kalah menang kan. Kayaknya kalah poin sih. Coba aja RRQ menang 13 berapa nih? Beda berapa ya? Beda 9 poin. Beda 9 poin. Coba ya menang 13 3 ya, 13-2. Auto lanjut. Tapi emang susah sih kalau menang poin gitu. 13-1 ya. Oh, aduh. Sepi banget ya. Rasanya. Dengerin lagu dulu dah. Udah lama gak dengerin lagu ini anjir. Sabar, gue liat dulu. Heretics. Kira-kira siapa yang bakal menang ya? Menarik. Ini kok gue ada Q&A sih sekarang? Sabar. Mulai jam berapa nih? Kira-kira. Anjing, ada Q&A apa nih? Wah, gaming banget chat sekarang. Ada kan lulus gak nih bertutur? Juara cewek kira-kira siapa ya? Nggak tahu, nggak nonton gua. Bentar gue question dulu. Jam 5 banyak. Jadi jam 2. Oke. N. Kita bikin yang ini aja deh. Start a poll. Menang siapa nih? Boom, Peprex. Menurut lu dengan masuknya Ucil sama Shiro bakal ngaruh besar nggak buat Boom? Nggak tahu. Let's see aja gimana. Ya bakal lu pancing back ya, beli di mana? Di S Hardware ada. Di Tokped. Boom masih bisa lolos gak nih? Sorry gak ngikutin turnamennya. Boom memang udah main. Boom kan belum main sama sekali. Siapa parah di invite 5-an mulu mainnya. Muka lu. Let's go Boom. Tanggapan roster BTR yang baru ada ZSP gimana Yor? Looking strong kayaknya. Soalnya Sia itu sepengalaman gue ya. Takel itu suka dengan gameplay yang bebas, lu mau ngapain aja gitu. Dan Sia itu call dia kayaknya kemungkinan besar Sia tuh bakal jadi kemungkinan besar ya antara Sia kalau nggak Budi jadi Igel, tapi menurut gue Sha sih. Kenapa mereka ngambil Sha? Karena mungkin mau Igel kali ya. Sha itu tipe-tipe call-nya yang tipe-tipe ya terserah lu mau ngapain, yang penting ngomong, udah kayak gitu sih. Jadi kalau dibilang sih kayaknya sih terlihat kuat ya. Harusnya terlihat kuat, dari secara aim juga kuat harusnya. Tapi balik lagi kita lihat mesti gimana nanti ke depannya. Lu pegang siapa, Yor? Nggak tahu. Nggak pegang siapa-siapa. Nggak mau megang siapa-siapa gua. Capek. Nonton aja udah. Siang. Bagaimana tanggapan lu RRQ Lemon dengan turnamen ini? Mereka kurang lemon kayaknya. Kurang lemon. Kalau ntar di ulti Kagura. Cu. Kenapa menurut lu Pepres kenapa bisa lulus dari Blade? Pertama, gua kasih tau ya kenapa bisa lulus ya. Pertama, gua nggak tahu jujur kenapa. Kedua, gua nggak nonton. Ketiga, mungkin udah malam. Dah. Sebenarnya tuh ini buat tes start aja gak sih? Ya mungkin nih ya, mungkin enggak. Tapi kan lumayan hadiahnya anjing. Takut disalin kalau kalah. Bukan takut disalin, gue malas udah pokoknya sekarang gue udah gak mau dukung siapa-siapa. Gue udah persetan sama pertanyaan dukung siapa ya, apa sih, bodo amat anjing. Bodo amat, tai. Persetan dengan pertanyaan-pertanyaan itu. Pertanyaan sesat, cok. Anjing. Beda jam di sini apa di sana berapa? 2 jam setahu gue. 2 jam perbedaan. 2 jam ke belakang ya. Ngomongnya gimana ya? Jadi misalkan, pokoknya kita lebih cepet deh setahu gue. Apa mereka lebih cepet ya? Lupa gue. Gak tau lah. Ya setup lu apalagi mau di-upgrade atau apa, mau beli apa lagi? Kalau ada duit pengen upgrade VGA sih, tapi lagi nggak ada duit dan lagi nggak ada tim dan nggak ada penghasilan, dan gua bener-bener lagi kosong dan anjing. Kita lebih cepat ya berarti ya? Iya benar. Sorry baru nanya main jam berapa, boom peprak jam 12:30 di jadwal. Di jadwal 12:30, eksekusinya nggak tahu jam berapa Brody. Yo itu turni yang biasa gimana ya? Kurang ngerti gue kalau biasa 1 ya biasa 1 cuma satu map. Artinya ya mereka cari grup ya berarti ya. Ya. Bang Gil gimana kabarnya Yor? I don't know man. Tanya coba. Coba mainin game story Yor, siapa tahu bisa nama viewer. Aduh, sorry gue malah nurunin viewer. Jam 4 mainnya tungguin aja. Di jatuh 12 gila mainnya jam 6. Enggak lah, ini BO1 kan cuman di grup doang. Pasti yakin gue, ntar kalau udah masuk playoff pasti udah BO3. Itu sih kira Zik goblok. Lu nonton sampai kelar kan ini Yor? Of course tidak lah, gue pengen nge-gym. Gue sebenarnya cuma pengen nonton Boom lawan Peprex sih. Lu orang penasaran Boom Peprex kan? Boom Blitz ya boleh lah ditonton lah. Gue penasaran Boom Peprex, tapi lihat kalau turnamen yang ngaret sih anjing sih. Gue pengen lihat Boom yang baru sih. Sama kemarin gue udah lihat RRQ yang kemarin. Kalau RRQ IJ-nya gokil sih. IJ-nya gokil banget, gila. Kamu lihat gak main tadi malam di GE Yor? Kan mereka tuh setahu gue yang GE yang sekarang itu belum latihan sama sekali. Lu lihat monyet masih MM terus. Kayak feeling gue itu mereka nunggu pemain-pemainnya datang gak sih? Kayak si Irene kan di US kan datang ke India. Mungkin ya baru kata si monyet sih kemarin pas gue tanya pas lagi live, latihannya di bulan depan. Mereka jadi pakai turnamen yang ini yang baru. Apa yang lama, sorry. Tujuh 17 menit lagi katanya di piala. Iya, di schedule-nya sih gitu ya. Ya kan gue baru ganti Goris model berarti mau speed harus pakai kontol, bisa pakai speed juga. Bisa dua-duanya. Tapi kalau gue lebih demen ke speed kayak. Gila, kemarin kalau BO3 sampai jam berapa anjing? Jam 5 pagi tadi. Jam 6 pagi atau sampai besok lagi anjing. Sampai sekarang kali. Ternyata IJ bisa berkembang pesat. Ya emang dia memang sakit sih. Ini kayaknya mulai habis Natal goblok. Gus Yabu masih sama, masih kan si Miao. Kurang siap pelaksana yang ngatur jadwal. Ya ini 20 jam mungkin kalau BO3. Iya gila. IO-nya masih bagus di Liga Game. Mungkin ya kita posting aja, mungkin mereka di sana ada problem atau apa ya, internetnya lagi nge-stuck atau apa ya. LED-nya mati atau gimana ya, kita posting aja brodi. Tapi memang anjing nih. Gua dulu ya guys ya. Gua dulu nih, kalau gua zaman dulu di Cina turnamen emang ngaret. Udah ngaret. Maksud gua turnamen LAN itu menurut gua pasti ada chance ngaret itu gede. Tapi kalau udah di atas jam 10 itu nggak bisa. Jadi mau nggak mau, jadi sama pihak organizer ya, mereka pasti extend sehari, ngerti gak sih? Jadi semua flat, bukan semua flat, maksudnya kayak di extend, jadi besok baru turnamen tuh besok, tapi pagi, jam 8 gitu udah mulai gitu loh. Tapi masih lebih mending dibandingkan sampai lu jam 2, jam 3 pagi, masih turnamen tuh anjing sih. Gila, mau lihat ini, uka-uka tai, main niat anjing. Udah puyang kepala kan, udah nunggu lama dari siang, anjing puyang kepala. Terus kalah lagi. Gue lihat BJ-nya gede bener anjing, rapat. Itu mah kayak turnamen zaman dulu anjing. Gue dulu ada turnamen LAN pertama gue di apa? Di tim gue tuh dulu Moti, abangnya Herakles, terus si Kaco, sama Sharky, sama Felix, anjing sempit-sempitan tahi, media kecil banget. Yang main jam 2 tidurnya ya pas sore, udah gitu makannya aneh. Emang makanannya apa? Harusnya hari kedua mereka udah berbenah lah. Pasti kayak udah mempersiapkan lah harusnya ya. Jadi harusnya aman lah. Tapi ini udah mau hampir 12:30 tapi belum mulai live ya? Atau cuman gue doang belum lihat? Gila. Boys, outfit tinggi banget anjing. Kayaknya nonton di sana kurang rame juga dia. Ionya kejebak macet di Tomang. Tomang entoy di lampu merah Tomang ya. Yang lama banget itu ya. Kabelannya dapatnya orang India malah orang ngebela orang-orang mereka itu nggak sesuai itu, tapi malah dibuktiin sama mereka sendiri. Halo ya, halo. Halo Kak Yar, halo. Malam Bang Yar, weh, ada Rian. Mau. Kapan, gimana mau? Anjing lu ngajak jalan tapi udah nggak pernah, yang nggak ngechat tai. Jam 3 pagi nih Yor, compare dulu. Oh Yor, oh ya, mending online. Ya ayolah sini orang gua sama kacau di sini. Mau. Si Little mau ke Jakarta, dia wisuda anjing 25. Geser mah orang Middle East kan, ini cuma sponsor India yang punya tour kayak nggak tahu sih, mungkin. Guys, parah guys, dikatain sama Arnold Christopher, berisik lu semua. Gimana guys, harus kita apain nih kayak gini nih? Orang-orang kayak gini harus kita apain nih? Hah? Orang-orang kayak gini harus kita apain nih? Anjing. Wah. Anjing, so asik gak sih? So asik banget tai jadi orang, tai. Wih gila, Peprex Boom ini imbang banget nih, 500 vote. Woi, ini udah 4 menit lagi loh. Halo. Anjing, lama-lama gue main dulu nih, tai. Kalau nggak gue gunting kuku dulu dah. Siang. Jam berapa Kayor mainnya Peprex? Gak tahu bro. Gak tahu. Nungguin mereka main tuh kayak nunggu kepastian nggak sih? Kayak nunggu kepastian kapan gue dapat jawaban dari dia. Siang, halo Vina. Ya, jersey Persija beli mana? Nggak tahu bro. Lu tinggal gym juga belum mulai ya. Udah mulai. Wow. Udah mulai bro. Setengah jam anjing ha. Gak tau gak, gue menyesal anjing. Tau gitu gue nge-gym dulu. Bayar lu pensi jadi pro player? I don't know man. Mungkin, gak tahu. Data ntar. Gini ya. Belum lagi opening dan podcast caster, nanti juga nambah billing. Mending kompe mumpung yang jago-jago lagi nggak ada. Udah turun berapa kilo? Sekarang gue udah 83. 83 dari 100 berapa? 17. 17 lah. Makin gemuk. Gua makin gemuk, guys. What the fuck? Serius lu? Anjing. Wilson kemarin nungguin dari jam 11 yor, makanya. Percaya nggak ya nanti waktunya ditambahin lagi? Mungkin ya, nggak tahu. Hai Koyor, halo. Pasti konten masih di... gue ambil DM aja lah. Yang gue DM anjing. DM 3 kali udah 30 menit. Yor Pildun dukung siapa? Portugal. Goblok. Wah dongo anjing, goblok.
Deathmatch.
Nyo sekarang 30 menit lagi di timer sini kan namanya hey pusing. Nyolok gear 30 menit anjing lah. Anjing menat ya. Segitu tai. Goblok. Kita jangan solo sama suara Bang Yo, itu punya kita tapi dia produser ya. Nembak apa sih kamu nak? Hai.
Make their fear your weapon. Or use a gun, whichever. Fight! Their fears betray them. Missed me. Missed me.
Hai, mau dibales gua anjing. Mati lo sama yang di samping lu tai. Lucu ya. Main game itu lucu anjing. Alamak, Syajang. Udah mulai. Serius lo. Hah, tai. Babi lu ya. Tukang tipu lu anjing. Ya apakah sudah siap lewat resesi 2023? Siap-siap aja.
Dominating.
Resesi 2023 tuh ngeri gak sih sebenarnya? Gua nggak tahu sih. Banyak yang bilang Indo nggak begitu banyak
No
kena.
more dreams.
Banyak yang bilang udah mulai. Gua nggak tahu sebenarnya guys. Cuman memang harus disuruh bersiap-siap kan. Main God of War Ragnarok ya. Iya lagi ini ya, lagi booming banget itu, gila. Gue liat di mana-mana God of War yang pala botak semua anjing. Kapan Bu mau Press? Bentar lagi katanya. Cuma ada di PlayStation sih giveaway Ragnarok. Hah? Cuma ada di PlayStation. Oh. Bayar pakai resolusi berapa? 1280. 1280 960. Gue rindu dengan Gas X nih guys. Di recuperate sejam lagi kok baru mulai. Iyalah. Gue main dulu atau mending nunggu ya guys?
Get back.
Soalnya dia cuma BO1 masalahnya. Kalau gue main ntar tiba-tiba dia main. Anjing lah. Pas gue kelar mereka udah kelar, anjing.
10 kills remaining.
Gak bakal, paling mulai jam 4 sore baru. Ntar abandon aja tuh, gila kali. Abandon. Kayaknya streamer-streamer yang mau nobar kayaknya ini ya guys ya. Tunggu mulai dulu baru nobar, bukan nobar anjing.
5 kills remaining.
Mereka udah kena prank coy. Kasian anjing, gue liat Wilson. Siapa lagi ya kena prank ya? Kupikir mereka mau berubah hari kedua, ternyata sama aja anjir.
1 kill remaining.
If they see me
Albert
again, I'll
Remedy.
bury them all.
Ya udah kapok iya anjing. Boom, lomba pras jam berapa yor? Mana gua tahu tai. Lu nanya gua ya dari tadi nungguin. Oh iya, oi. Oh iya, custom tutor cipher. 18 menit lagi. Iya, 18 menit lagi. Sabar guys. Kita custom kali ya. Custom apa ya? Di map mana ya guys ya? Pearl kah? Pearl bisa gak sih? Kayak buat bagus deh kayak cipher.
Nothing stays hidden from me. Nothing.
Kompe aja dulu Yor, nanti kalau udah mulai GW lu baru surrender. Nggak mau anjing. Lihat line up at server si Arcadok.
I must survive to protect my
Arcadok siapa?
family. I can't lose them. I can't feel that pain again. My ultimate is ready.
Wah, anjing. Hah? Bentar. Wow, anjay. Panjang banget, cok. Bentar. Panjang banget, tai. Oh, tapi bisanya sampai sini, di sini nih, guys. Nih ya, kalau kalian player cipher nih. Set. Phoenix nih maju nih, cepet flash, tentang kena. Langsung bunuh dari sini guys. Buka catch kan. Sini catch satu sana, catch satu sini. Kan buka catch. Bunuh trat ya kan. Terus cari lagi nih. Mungkin mereka kan mau nge-plan sini kan. Terus buka catch lagi kena trat bunuh. Atau nggak di sini. Terus bunuh mati ya. Gimana ya guys ya? Enaknya ya kamera taruh mana ya? Ada yang tahu nggak? Kalau sini udah pasti dipecahin. Kalau sini, jelek banget. Kayak nggak ada hidden special gitu apa kamera? Tapi enak ya, cipher tuh bisa nyari angle anjing. Nih tapi ya nggak bisa ini guys. Kalau mau mesti trapnya di sini nih. Kalau trap di sini kan biasa kan spawn kan mulai di sini kan. Set lu trap di sini enak banget tai. Nggak bisa. Mesti trap di sini. Kalau nggak di mana ya? Gini nggak mungkin lah cok, mau kayak gini paling panjang banget. Iya panjang banget gila, gue kaget juga kemarin pas main nih ya panjang banget anjing tuh, lihat tuh bangset. Anjing gokil. Boleh sih ini sih. Ini boleh dipakai nih guys. $18, 10 ini biasanya goblok. Udah mulai bang? Belum. Ikutin setup servernya, not sure. Emang server kayak gimana? Ini boleh nih dipakai nih, tai. Boleh nih. Kan ini kan gini set dihancurin misalkan. Tambah satu lagi. Kalau misalkan ini, set, ya kan? Pasang, teret.
Cage trigger.
Jelek deh, jelek. Oh, taruh sini aja bener. Seret,
Cage trigger.
bunuh. Dapat lagi satu. Tapi nggak mungkin sih. Kira-kira BO3 sampai jam berapa ya? Jam 6 pagi besok ya kayaknya. Sama aja sih sebenarnya, nggak asik ah. Udah sampai mana nih? Masih 11 menit lagi guys. Woo! Diceritakan jangan mau ditipu, masih 1 jam lagi tuh ya. Kaos lo Common Goods ya? Yoi. Buat di rumah. Kalau nggak nambah gue donate Yor. Oke siap. Ban si Ior kemana kok nge-live dia? Bacot anjing. Berarti RRQ sama Enigma udah gugur ya? Guys, gue suka banget dah. Kalian tau ini nggak guys? Gue beli di Surabaya. Ini nih. Enak banget dah. Enak dah, sumpah. Berapa harganya nggak tahu. Yang vanilla udah habis. Belum meranti, gue nggak terlalu suka, be aja. Dia Tom beli di ini, belinya di apa? Apa sih sambal ini kan? Sambal Rudi. Yang vanilla nih, tinggal kayak gini nih, tinggal rempahannya. Ini enak juga. Lu lagi nonton Subaton bacot anjing. $58.000 harganya. Oh iya. Kayaknya iya deh. Gua nggak tahu waktu itu gua ngambil doang. Si Lita suruh coba. Nih, beli ini enak. Ya udah. Gua ambil aja. Bu Rudi juga enak sambelnya. Ngapain dia banyak banget duitnya, Yor? Lu bayangin aja. Mereka penduduknya berapa anjir? Lu kayak satu ke influence aja tuh langsung pasti kayak kita di Indo ya, yang kita ngomong kasarnya ya, kayak misalkan lu punya follower 1 juta gitu. Maksud gue kayak pasti lu kalau kayak influencer pengen beli, oh gue pengen beli nih gitu-gitu kan. Ya kalau ngomongin banyak duit, mereka pasti demand-nya juga banyak lah. Orang mereka demand-nya banyak, ya duitnya makin banyak lah. Apalagi mereka orangnya tuh sebenarnya India tuh orangnya pinter-pinter, tau gak sih guys? Apalagi tekniknya ya, mereka tuh pinter-pinter cok. Gue aja kalau misalkan gue kalau mau S2, kalau misalkan gue masih ada jalannya ke sana, ke sipil, gue dia mau anjing ke India. Bagus cok. India IT-nya nggak ada obat, iya. Tapi memang setahu gue gara-gara nonton ini kali ya, nonton, kalian tahu 3 Idiots nggak sih? Gue nonton kayaknya tingkat bunuh dirinya tinggi ya, kayak Jepang. Karena saking sulitnya gitu-gitu dah, gue nggak ngerti. Pokoknya intinya India tuh sebenarnya gede, negara gede cok. Cuman memang rada-rada aja bang. Irvin self attack, nggak tau kenapa emang enak, cuman kalau misalkan terenak di bumi kayak enggak deh. Gue masih lebih mau makan citato barbecue dibandingkan Irvin's. Enak sih enak, cuman dimakan buat seterusnya kayak mendingan gue makan citato anjing. India, iya memang pinter cok. Mereka tuh jago banget engineer-nya, kayak tarik mesin dan lain-lain. Gue kalau misalkan gue mau S2, gue maunya ke di sana cok. Karena kayak lebih banyak, makanya jumlah oknum juga lebih banyak. Lu dulu sering dibotak ya, jiglak banget tuh rambut. Bukan robotak sih. Dulu gua sempat botak 1 tahun kan, gara-gara ospek. Nah, terus karena potongan yang gua mau tuh dari dulu tuh samping kiri kanan ditipis, atasnya di spike, jadinya kayak gini. Ya udah kayak gini terus. Kenapa India valonya tertinggal ya? Menurut gua kalau India itu untuk masalah game kayaknya kurang sih. Tapi minat mereka tuh tinggi di sana. Tapi buat cari talent terus game tuh kurang. Tapi minatnya gede. Makanya lu lihat scene-nya mereka tuh gede. Walaupun nggak bisa sejago kayak orang-orang di SEA. Gitu loh. Minat mereka buat main game tuh tinggi. Tapi nggak bisa sejago itu karena mungkin breed-nya udah dari sana tuh begitu gitu loh. Tapi ya scene-nya mereka gede. Enaknya kayak gitu. Berat badan sekarang gimana ya? Kemarin gue dari Surabaya cuma naik 1,5 kilo. Karena gue di Surabaya gue olahraga juga sih. S2 di sana kerja di Indo atau laku nggak? Ya, I don't know man. Sebenarnya kalau S2 tuh, kalau misalkan S2 tuh bagus tuh kalau misalkan teknik sipil. Tergantung sih lu mau carinya tentang apa. Kalau misalkan lu mau yang kayak gempa kayak misalkan gua kan ada belajar tentang gempa gitu kan. Jadi bikin bangunan tahan gempa gitu-gitu, itu belajarnya di Jepang, New Zealand. Jepang sama New Zealand ya, kata dosen gue katanya Soalnya negara Jepang sama New Zealand tuh rawan gempa kan, kayak sering banget terjadi gempa di sana, makanya pasti banyak tesis-tesis mengenai gempa-gempa gitu dah. Gitu katanya. Katanya ya. Anjir mohak, gua nggak pernah mohak anjing. Jam berapa bang? Mulai. Ini 2 menit lagi. Ya udah tebak timernya nambah lagi. Nggak ada yang donate ini boy. Ini nggak ada yang donate. Parah sih, 2 menit lagi habis cok. Dah gue udahan habis ini ya. Thank you guys. Thank you semuanya. Dari dukung siapa? Nggak dukung siapa-siapa aku. Aku nggak mau terjebak dengan pertanyaan itu. Ini nggak ada yang menambah nih, sebatonnya habis loh. Thank you. Anjing. Closingan dulu ya. Closingan dulu, sabar. Pasang putar lagu dulu. Ah, nggak usah lah. Thank you guys yang udah nonton. Ini tinggal 1 menit lagi. Thank you udah nemenin gua selama berapa nih? 20 menit. 52 menit. Mereka tuh butuh duit juga, makanya mereka subaton anjing. Buat bayar hotel anjir. Buat bayar hotel cok. Mereka butuh duit. Pakai subatonnya terus spam dulu aja. Butuh duit cok. Nah ini nih 20 detik nih. Wah, lu orang parah sih. Aneh banget. Tapi sore kan. Tahu billing bang. Oh, thank you titik-titik. Nah. Hey. Apa sih nah. Gue nggak tahu. Iklan sih timer lagi, lihat aja. Oke. Apa sih nah. Nah. Bangke lah. Aduh. Jason nih pasti nih. Dia apaan sih rambutnya ini? Wuh, rambut lu apa dah? Harganya masih 50 kayaknya gara-gara belum peralan. Cepeng. Sesekali. Plus 30 menit nih. Plus 30 menit. Oh enggak guys. Parah sih lu orang sih. Parah sih lu orang sih. Lu orang bener-bener parah. Lu bener-bener parah lu. Iya lu diet ya? Iya diet. Enggak parah sih. Lu parah sih. Lu orang bener-bener underestimate anjing. Parah sih. Parah. Udah overthinking anjing. Parah sih. Parah banget. Parah banget lu orang taik.
Their journey ends over here. But today we have Group B, and we'll find out which two teams make it to the semi-final to have a shot at lifting this trophy. And of course, there's a lot on the line. There's money, there's pride, of course, and there's all the glory. But we'll talk about that. Right now, it's time to have a look at the first team in question. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Boom!
Tuh, udah mulai anjir. Parah sih. Lu orang bener-bener pelaku gila bener-bener. Parah sih. Sabar. Parah. Sabar. Parah.
Boom, ladies and gentlemen, for all of you folks out there. And, well, the team can settle in. But that's the first team. Now for the second team in question, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Paper Rex!
Katanya kan gitu kan. Anjing kasihan banget Boom gak ada yang sorakin, kira Peprex pada sorakin. Kok on time gini muka lu on time anjing. Orang dari VALOR jam 12:30. Saya kan jadi meta lagi kayak nggak tahu.
Ladies and gentlemen, for all of you folks, and of course a lot of love for both these teams. It's going to be fireworks in the server. Both these teams are going to give their all to make sure they have a chance at the glory. But of course, we have wonderful casters waiting for us. So over to you, gentlemen.
Let's get this party on the road as we start off the second day of action here at the VALORANT Indian Invitational. And of course we've already
harusnya jam 11 kah? Harusnya jam 1:30.
Off of that group, but now it's time for action over in Group B. Yes, we've had 2 matches yesterday, but now it's to finish the deal.
I mean, it's a hell of a way to start a day, right?
Si Jing, bentar ah, ngerokok dulu. Sebat dulu. Bentar ah. Anjing nih, udah nunggu lama sebat dulu bentar ah. Nih kata Jason, anjing kenapa sih nih bangkunya? Gak bisa gue duduk kayak gini nih. Tuh berdiri lagi. Bentar ya, gue cek kabel dulu, sabar. Kata Davai, bentar ya guys, gue stretching dulu ya. Stretching dulu ya gue ya, bentar ya. Oke. No bening jadi caster goblok.
So Paper Rex, and this is after sort of best of 1s, 3s, 5s. They have played against Paper Rex in every series imaginable and have just lost.
Bentar ya, gue nyamperin ding. Oh nggak jadi deh, bentar gue gangguin caster dulu ya. Anjing juga.
How's that going to affect them going into this match?
It's a very good question.
Yang menang siapa ya menurut lu? Harusnya kalau misalkan BO1 sih susah juga sih. Nggak tahu. 50-50, tapi harusnya Peprex sih experience-nya tinggi ya.
And the best score does get them. Oh, what? Hey,
there he is.
Benkai.
How you doing?
Hey, Benkai.
Best of luck.
Best of luck. I love the wave, and he's still there. Okay, he's
The esports equivalent of a photo bomb, right?
yeah, that is definitely.
Ini tuh hari ini masih ngaret gak?
But as I was saying,
Enggak nih,
back
nggak
to the
ngaret
format,
lu
right?
aja nih, parah.
Single round robin, best of ones, and so far PaperX are 1-on-1 with Boom Esports. Well, no, actually PaperX. Yeah, they're 1-on-1, right? They played 2 games?
Yeah, they beat Global.
Yes.
God Squad.
Yes. So now it's basically their time to play the third game with Boom Esports making their debut in the
Dia berapa ini? Satu.
Absolutely. Tell you what Benkai said, we should have asked him how's he feeling going up against Boom. Guess we'll have to see on the server. But
he seemed kind of chill.
He
You know,
seemed
the
pretty
way
relaxed.
he was waving, it was
it was
Hi,
nonchalant,
guys.
it was chill, it was happy.
He had a smile
that
going
was
as
true.
well.
That was an ear-to-ear grin, so
was
maybe
like-
this is all psychological warfare.
It was a big troll moment. Yeah.
Maybe Boom are looking at this going, oh god, Benkai, if he's willing to go photo bomb the desk, then we really could be in some
Did you hear that?
trouble. Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
Nice.
All right, but let's get the show on the road. As we said, the two
Peprex harus
players, the
menang
two
berapa
teams
ya
playing
kalau buat
right
lolos?
now
Nggak tahu
are
gua nggak lihat
PaperX
ininya.
and Boom Esports.
Ya,
Two teams,
Peprex
legends of
harus
their
menang
own
berapa
right.
ya?
Boom Esports
Dia udah main
having
2
some
kali
very
ya, berarti harus menang ini harusnya.
Changes. Absolutely, and of course with these changes, we're now seeing a team that really has some power behind them. With of course Famous, who was sort of standing in from them from Persia for a while, went to the main.
Megang
roster.
siapa ya?
After that, they then
Oh,
added Severin
aku tidak
and
mau
Shiro,
menjawab pertanyaan
of
itu
course,
karena
from,
pertanyaan itu
Onyx
adalah
Heavily.
pertanyaan
So this is
menjebak
really
dan
a
aku tidak mau
powerhouse
menjawabnya.
roster
Terima
that's
kasih.
slowly kind of one step at a time being crafted.
Peprex kalah sama Bleed, iya.
Indeed, and you know we've got
Dibantai.
some really good players joining in on them, right? We're talking about a Onyx roster that's, I mean, was also in the finals of LCQ, so it's kind of mixing the best of Indonesia together.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm looking forward to see how they look in this tournament. I think the fact that the first opposition has to be a titan like PaperX, I think it's going to be a really good indication whether this roster blends well and there is future for it. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of pressure on them. They didn't quite
Yeah, for
make the
sure.
partnership program for VCT next year.
Yeah.
So I'm sure, at least with their skill to be able to qualify the next year is their goal.
What it means though is looking over to Ascension League, both them and Bleeze are definitely going into that as heavy favorites. So even though they're not one of the partnered teams, this pressure is still there for them because there's still going to be every other team trying to get into Ascension League who will be watching this, ready to anti-strat them.
And group stages, of course, have proven to be quite the competitive of
Plus 30 menit nih guys, kayak gini deh guys. Plus 30 menit.
And only being dictated by round differential. And, you know, looking at these teams already, looking at the list of them as well as their results.
Dave nyari Jing. Jing mana sih? Jing mana sih? Oh.
We've got 3 teams that could definitely
Ntar ya,
be,
kata Jing.
up
Sabar,
there.
gue sebat
But
lagi.
let's have a look at some of these players that are competing today.
Anjing lama
in
nih Jing
this
gitu katanya.
matchup. First up, of course, has to be Boom Esports. We've talked about them already, but let's talk about them in specifics. Of course, we've got Berserks, Blaze King Famous, Severin, and Shiro. The latter 2 coming over from.
Absolutely, and you know, when we were able to talk to Severin outside, he was pretty confident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I quite like it when teams show confidence because usually they're really
Guys,
humble, and
gua mau nanya tanggapan kalian.
they're gonna win in case it means they come back.
Ya, bukan tanggapan deh. Kayak menurut kalian nih Boom bakal kuat gak dengan
sort of how Boom's preparation going into this match is gonna work
masuknya
out.
Ucil sama
I'm
Shiro?
gonna be honest here, Krema. Severin
Kuat
looked
nggak nih?
confident in his best of 3 match of rock paper scissors with us the other day.
That's true.
And he still lost.
That's
So,
that's true.
well, I guess we'll have to wait and see because this is a very competitive roster.
So did Jing.
So did Jing. You're right. Both PaperX and Boom did lose to us.
Dua kata lucu Jing nyebut.
Why aren't we
What?
on the stage, man?
On the stage.
If there was a championship of rock paper scissors, it will definitely be up there, I'm
Absolutely.
sure. But this is not rock paper scissors. This is Valorant.
Absolutely. Something to mention as well is that the placements in Group B will not be decided off of this match. This is sort of quality of life for Boom. They have 3 matches today, which means they're really going to have to find a way to get through their stamina here. Over to PaperX, having won 1, lost 1.
Ini siapa yang makan sereal anjing? Fruit and nut cereal bars.
So leaving it to the fence of round difference sounds it's a stressful ordeal.
Bangke.
They're going to try and avoid it for as much as possible.
And talking about PaperX, let's have a look at their roster, which hasn't
Kocok
changed
dulu, kocok
really
dulu,
from
kocok
the
dulu,
last
kocok
time.
dulu.
We
Biar
have
panas,
seen
biar
it.
panas.
It's been the
Kocok
same
dulu.
since the start of this year. And we've got Benkai, Divide, Forsaken, Jink, and Mind Freak. But they do have an addition of a 6th player, right? They brought in Cigarettes that I hope we get to see at some point. Because, you know, there's a lot of interesting prospects about that guy, you know, very strong in the...
Aaron mukanya nyantai kali Ron, anjing.
And how entertaining he can be on a stream. But no, this is a 5-man roster we know and love, which have had great results over in Masters, but in Champions kind of flopped a little.
Yeah, they absolutely did. And what you need to remember is this is, I'm going to call it the Bleed conundrum, where Bleeds have done absolutely incredibly up until this tournament that mattered for qualification, whether it's a Masters or whether it's to you know, Champions or an LCQ, and then they do really badly. For Paper X, it felt like that was the issue they had, where they looked absolutely dominant, went into Champions, and just flopped. And I don't really know what sort of tested to that.
Apaan tuh?
That it's been, I think, 2
Apaan tuh?
months since Champions. They've had time to rest, recuperate, sort of come back and prepare now for how they're going to do against Boo.
And exactly that is what we're waiting for. Very focused faces all across the board. It seemed like yesterday was a wake-up call for them, getting a loss against Bleed. I think Paper X were expected to go really far this tournament. I had them as my favorites, tournament favorites, and I think for many watching, it has
Gue kesel banget sama yang denger-denger kayak
at the top in regards of skill. But we didn't quite see themselves
kamu nanya.
That's a big W coming out from Benkai. It seems
W.
like
W Gaming right there.
W Gaming.
The inventors of W Gaming as well.
With a bit of a wink at the end as well.
Absolutely. So.
Was that a picture?
Ucil santai nggak sih dia sering main LAN kan pas IPB? Harusnya.
Is that a picture? It feels like a picture.
That's supposed to be like ears, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's a cute kawaii W.
Cute kawaii. I know neither cute nor kawaii Pavlos, but what I do know is this is going to be. What I do know is that this is going to be a very good match.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the spot a bit here. Who do you think's winning this?
Look, man, I think, as I said, Paper X did have a tough time against Bleed yesterday, but I think that was a wake-up call coming into this one. They're definitely taking this a little bit more seriously. And let's have a look again at the results. We have Group A completely determined, a 3-way tie at the end, but because Heretics were so damn strong on their victories, get themselves a 2-1 score. Team Secret...
Enggak, ini berarti masih lanjut gak sih RRQ atau enggak?
Against RRQ, they get themselves a 2-1, and RRQ needed 2 rounds to be taken by Enigma. If they were going to win their matchup, which they did, it should have been an 11-round differential for them to get that second place. They did win their game, but
udah pulang di kerja udah di Indo mereka.
That third place.
Credit where credit's due to Enigma to just drag RRQ with them. It's noble. It's noble, I think.
Bung kenapa nggak ada niatan buat rekrut player saya lainnya jangan full Indo terus cuma fusi pemain lokal. Kemarin kan udah dibalas sama si Mio kan. Gugur RRQ. Jagip, welcome Jagip, thank you Jagip. Mantap Jagip.
I've asked your prediction in this match. Who do you think is going through this group?
Gugur RRQ, okay.
Boom Esports, because I think they're going to win. This is their last match, so obviously it's going to have to be a 2-1 victory in this group. And I'm going to go with Bleed Esports as second due to the fact that they've already got a victory, and I think they've got a lot of confidence coming in up against Boom later on.
Anjing
I
lah.
think God Squad is kind of a lost cause. Yes, they've shown some strong points against Paper X. They've gotten a lot of rounds, and they were able to punish a lot of mistakes. And I still think there is hope for them to grab an odd best of one here or there. But being able to pick up 2 wins, I think that's a little bit too much of an ask.
I like the optimism you have for both Paper X and Bleed here. I'm gonna disagree with you respectfully. But I can't help but think that Paper X they looked shaky yesterday.
Yeah.
And I think that the Paper X that when they're in
Reminder ya guys, kalau Boom menang tamat ya Paper X. Kayaknya iya.
They come at split-second decision making, and they're able to instantly react, instantly change, and that makes trying to be aggressive against them so difficult. But Bleed just beats them in that regard. So I think that for Boom here, there's a very real chance of going through this group. Of course, let's take a look at our top 5.
Gila Darion.
Anyone here surprise you, Pablo?
Gokil ya.
I mean, look, Darion has only played
Darion.
1 game so far, so his average is kind of so is Retler. So their average is kind of very high due to that 1 game that they played, but it was a very strong victory.
I want to mention the headshot percentage on Darion, considering he uses the operator.
Halo Kevin, halo. Darion mirip Roy Q. baru gue mikir anjing mirip siapa ya di Indo ya? Kayak pernah lihat mukanya. Bener tai. Tapi Roy Q si zamannya dulu ya. Bukan yang sekarang nggak sih?
Damage per round is 213. And to put that into perspective, 1 player is 100 HP. So he's done more than the damage
Bangsat lah.
of 2
Komen-komen
players
anjing.
each every round on average.
Yeah, he's, I think, probably shaping up to be one of the best Ryzen in this tournament. That being said, we haven't seen enough Paper Rex yet. Maybe they're going to take exception to that statement. We'll have to see in just a moment. Let's take a look at our map veto, though. Let's see where this war will be waged, of course. It looks like we're going to... I'm expecting a Breeze or a Fracture. Breeze banned very early on. I quite like
Wow.
Fracture. Why would you expect Fracture? I'm excited about it,
Yeah,
but why?
I'm quite like Fracture.
Boom, gue
because
yakin
one of the
Bempel
reasons,
karena mereka
also
mungkin
Paper Rex played
tim
against
baru
Zowie, obviously
mempersiapkan
they played Yoru.
Bempel tuh
There's
nggak
a very high chance
nggak
they're playing with
cepet.
Yoru, they're probably playing with a Neon as well. I want to mention as well, Boom have had some pretty good success on Fracture. Not so much as their main pick, but as a last pick, as a pocket pick, as sort of a third map which they're comfortable going to. Fracture's worked for them in the past.
Iya, ini susah buat Peprex juga sih, karena ini BO1 dan Boom nih terlihat benar-benar masih fresh gitu. Fresh from the oven.
Yeah, and they didn't quite have the opportunity to play that in Champions, right?
Ya kata orang-orang khususnya ada nasihat buat lu apa?
That Paper Rex,
Woi, ada Kofelik, halo.
their qualification due to their good results in international stages as well as regional ones, they had enough points to get into Champions without playing the LCQ. So they didn't really have the practice, and then maybe weren't.
Tes, bisa dengar suara gua nggak? Tes. Halo.
I think it's time to jump into Agent Select and see what these players will be playing
Tes,
on the beautiful
tes.
map of Fracture, and let's see where this map takes us. Because quite honestly, this is the first time we're seeing it in this series, so I'm very, very hyped. Oh
We've
no!
got a harbour.
We've got a harbour.
Our first harbour. I'm very happy. This series is a win for everyone, for anyone watching. Our first harbour in both the tournament and I believe in an APAC tournament as well.
Wow!
Potentially a global tournament.
Potentially a global tournament.
First one.
Wow. Wow. Okay. And I guess we sidestepped the Phoenix on Fracture.
That's impressive. I love this comp for Paper. It's certainly new.
Anjing.
Very new.
Anjing, Jing pakai ini cok. Phoenix. Wah, gokil. Apakah kita akan melihat sesuatu yang baru? Aron pakai Harbor? Anjay.
You know, you've got that chamber for those long distances, which is the same for Paper X, but this is Paper X trying to pave the way, trying to reinvent.
Ini di mana nih, Jing?
Absolutely.
Oh, di main di tower dia. Oke.
His abilities a little bit. Of course, you've got the high tide, which is that wall he's able to bring up.
Si Jing nggak pakai kacamata ya?
I believe the cove, which is the bubble he can use to protect his teammates, very good in after plants.
AKA the Harbor Smoke.
Absolutely, the Harbor Smoke. And of course, the last one of his sort of signature abilities being Cascade, which is that big wave pushing players back. The final and his ultimate is Reckoning, Pavlos. Do you want to explain to everyone what Reckoning does?
Well, Reckoning essentially is a massive tidal wave, which of course.
Itu Jing koleksi tisu, nggak tahu.
Takes up a lot of space, man. Takes up a lot of space.
Anjay apa nih? Wow, kita mulai adik-adik ternyata nggak ini lu ya, parah sih lu orang udah overthinker anjir. Pepek deh gue bilang.
Definitely, can definitely take over sites. A lot of space.
Gedein dikit ini udah gede anjir, udah full.
Let's get excited. Paper Rex on the defense, boom on attack as we enter the first.
Kenapa kameranya miring-miring gitu ya? Miring kemana? Ada yang lurus, ada yang miring-miring.
So good from Boom. It's fairly quiet as they list over towards this A site. Paper Rex on the flip side of instead choose to aggress through main, which means this attack from Dish is going to have to be spearheaded by this Neon off the Zergs.
Looks like Paper Rex are a little bit falling backwards to that A main position. Boom trying to take over space.
Pinter banget. Flashnya kesana gila.
Madness. Kills coming the way of
Weh,
the boys.
udah teriak aja. Wah!
Forsaken will be the final
Katanya gitu.
kill going their way, and just like that, one and
Anjing
oh
ini
on the board
tisu
for the
apa-apaan cok, banyak banget. Ada
Ada
tisu, ada permen karet.
They were able to just turn over to Dish, and once they were able to extrapolate where the attack was coming from, all they had to do was get in their crossfires and Forsaken. You know what? If he's able to land his shots, even better.
Ini guys, ini flashnya bagus loh. Kalau misalkan orang-orang flashnya ke depan anjing.
Chance to really feel a bit comfortable, Pavlos. And interestingly enough, Paper X actually being a bit ballsy, I'd say, going into the second round with only 3
apa nih?
weapons.
That is very true. That is very true. Having pistols on a couple of
Masih
them.
bunuh satu.
That's the trader's life out. Not quite the optimal solution, given that the Spectre will be handed over to the hand. Oh, that is fast.
Wah, dua kumon. Buset, gak bisa di flash anjing. Gak bisa di flash, tai nih orang. Bukan dua kumon, gue kira dua kumon. Nge-flash satu flash.
Well, is the cascade was used in the back line. There you go, that's how Harbor gets implemented.
Emang si Jing tuh nggak bisa di flash, tai. Bridge ya. Ini masih bawah satu anjing. Ya deh 2 kumon ya. 3.
Really, really smart implementation here, Pavlos. And I mean, so far, I am very happy with how Harbor's been brought out. Quick technical pause, hopefully be able to remedy it as quick as humanly possible. But for the time being, I want to see what else they have.
Kalau misalkan menang Peprex ya, berarti emang Peprex misalkan menang Peprex berarti Peprex sudah mempersiapkan meta baru sih. Kalau misalkan sedangkan Boom kalau lihat emang masih pakai meta lama. Mereka nggak pakai bridge loh. Mungkin kalau mereka nggak pakai bridge wajar. Wajar mereka pakai Phoenix sama Reina sih. Kalau bridge kan enaknya kan ya lu ada Neon kalau nggak Raze kalau nggak Jet kan. Makanya kayaknya mereka nggak pakai bridge. Pakai nggak sih mereka? Enggak kan? Nggak pakai kan? Harbor, Phoenix, Chamber. Makanya ya kan? Mereka nggak pakai bridge. Kayaknya mereka udah pakai Phoenix sama Reina. Makanya nggak pakai bridge mereka. Ngikutin meta mereka. Siap flash nih.
Here, Boom looking to enter towards his main side, but it's interrupted.
Gila bro, cakep banget mainnya anjing.
They cannot use their eyes. And Zowie is left alone, able to find one. Double zap actually. And if he finds the last 3 kills, it just could be a potential ace clutch for the ages.
Very well could be. 2 so far, 3 more to find, and unfortunately
si Jason pasti tadi teriak, "Woi, dapetin Sen dulu, ayo dapetin Sen, ayo flash gitu." Nggak tahu sih. Cuman tadi sih dia teriak-teriak, dia langsung ke Sen sih tadi. Empat loh, gila Sennya langsung gila, nggak pakai lama anjing.
It's a really strong setup, and it feels like they're treating Harbor like a.
Aduh, gue pengen boker lagi anjing. Kalau technical timeout nggak bisa harusnya nggak bisa.
It is very hard to switch up your play.
And look, preset angles as well. This is practice from PaperX, and I love how well it's working out for them.
Orbital strike available for Severine. Pretty much the only thing Boom have got going for them this round. Very aggressive move.
Bagus
not letting their opponent
ya.
breathe or set up any sort of aggressive play themselves. Jing realizes that the A site is slowly being infiltrated, but without spike control, PaperX can be calm about holding this ground over the spawn of their attackers. So they can
Ngapain Jason?
just gonna hold the line. Prowler thrown at him. Should be fairly clean, coming his way. Runs out of bullets, but it's got the assistance of his teammates. But actually, Blazer King is able to find a couple of kills here. And there's only a couple left, but Forsaken deals with it kindly. 4-0 for the Paperboard.
That's very clean, hell of a round there. And
ini Boom yang lagi kurang atau Peplas lagi jago? Menurut gua nggak tahu, belum lihat nanti deh. Ini masih baru 4-0 cok. Tumben nggak ada Jet. Iya, ini meta mereka baru anjing ya. Nggak ada yang pakai ini kan? Belum ada kan? Coba Peprex yang bikin kan?
Yeah, you've got your orbital strike. Yes, you have a nightfall, but the counter utility is there.
Ooh, Jing using his ultimate to gain some early information. Runs it
Gila, apa-apa nih?
And Boom actually takes a lot of early chip damage.
I love that counter Nightfall there. Absolutely perfect from Benkai. He knows that his teammate's going to be pushed, so in dropping the Nightfall, he's able to buy that space and time. Look, Boom have hardly left their spawn. That first kind of 20, 30 seconds of the round have completely just been burned off.
And already Paper X have got the info they needed from that first initial push. They know where their opponents are unless they've taken the ropes across to the other side of the map, but they are going to stick around. It's a good idea to do
Gak
so.
dicek.
3 players
Gak
back.
dicek.
This could be deadly.
Wow.
Oh, this could be very deadly. Jing bringing out his curveball, but can't get it out on time, which means it's all traded out equally. Spike can be recollected by Boom, but Care, 40 seconds.
Kenapa jadi Dustin duluan yang maju?
Operator in hand right now.
Mereka udah dapat belakang, udah pasti mereka kuatin A.
They're trapped until one of them dies to that operator. Empress deployed, smokes out, and a huge hit to this A side.
Really good smoke falling through, but Forsaken just doesn't care. Just walks in, he uses Empress, and completely obliterates them. Benkai with the last kill, and that is 5 rounds to nothing for Paper X.
Absolutely perfect from them, and Forsaken, just perfect timing on that Empress with Devi holding that flank. His aggression, sure, we haven't seen much from Devi this game, but not because of lack of skill, it's lack of opportunity really. And the fact he's been able to just hold positions is what's been able to trigger Paper X.
Gimana ini Yor?
Aggressive rounds. And these
Atau
sort of
Brody?
plays, for instance,
Maybe
going through that smoke with the Empress. Really
kurang
strong
panas.
stuff. Boom, straight into the timeout. I'm interested
Bersoks
to hear-
Bruno
I wish
tuh
I was in TeamSpeak with it,
belum
just
panas
to hear
kayaknya.
what Coach Meow is sort of thinking in terms of counteracting this harbor.
Apa nggak panas ya?
I'm sure Meow is
Headset
definitely
mic
been
kayak
looking
gitu.
at Paper X so far.
Ya lumayan.
Okay, this
Emang
is
lumayan
what
ganggu
I'm going for,
sebenarnya.
but it's a lot to take in, right? It's a completely
Tapi mau
new
gimana,
composition.
Cok?
You have to quickly analyze the
Headset yang
situation and
ini
try and
yang
figure
ada
out
ini
how
yang
to
kayak
best
di
counter it
VCT
with what
mahal
you have
anjing.
installed.
Lu pikir murah tai.
This is a really tough task Boom have got ahead of them. And I think it may be underestimated by everyone because, yeah, already you're playing against a team that is well-rounded, can shoot very well, but when you've got no idea what they've got planned, that is scary.
You're absolutely right, and I think for Boom, I would like to see something a bit quicker.
Bang, pollingnya bisa diulang sama milih tadi, bacot anjing.
With no in between. This sort of mid-round split out look for picks hasn't been working for them. So speed it up, try and isolate, potentially even isolate Devi, potentially even isolate maybe even Mind Freak, because that harbor with that Reckoning is the only ultimate left on Paper X.
Yeah, and Boom have got the perfect amount of tools to actually do that in regards to their ultimates. Yes, they
Lu
may
lihat
have
deh,
to wait
lu lihat
one
Paper X
round,
deh.
one round
Kayak
at least.
demandnya tuh si Dava itu dapetin terus, Cok. Jadi kayak enak banget buat mereka buat do something di tempat lain. Lu lihat tuh, A-nya udah di-push. Lu lihat A-nya push. Karena si ini dapat B-man, ya kan? Udah dapat tuh. Udah dapat, Cok. Udah dapat info, oh di B nih, di B nih udah dapat nih, A-nya udah di-push nih. Mereka tinggal kuatin B-nya doang tuh, udah ada Davai, Benkai tadi bantuin apa? Bantuin A-nya kan dapetin dish-nya kan. 2 orang udah nge-push. Udah, Benkai ninggal, udah langsung ke B.
Which I guess is the silver lining for Boom here. Another silver lining actually is in the last buy round, yes they lost
Si Davai dapat B-man terus, enak banget tadi.
Next round, they are going to have a bit of an ability advantage. That being said, all on the Zerx here, Pavlos.
Ah, udah mati.
And sadly, there's nothing you can do, but it's kind of to be expected. I think this is where Boom have kind of got a chance to redeem themselves, right? I think they've slowly got a lot more ultimates to work with, and, you know, credit where credit is due. Paper X are up by 6 rounds to nothing.
It's been 6 quick rounds as well. The momentum is really showing for them here.
Not even close.
Absolutely, and so for Boom, timeout's been used. Let's see what this buy round garners for them. If this buy round fails, then they are in real trouble here.
Nice shot by Famous. It's good to know that he's still
warm.
And like I said, 5 ultimates for Boom available.
Gamenya kayak resolusi pembunuhan. Bacot anjing. Di Twitch sudah bener belum? Gue pengen nontonnya di Twitch tai.
When you have so many ults to work with, it's just a matter of finding the right position to deploy it. Looks like they are listing over to this A side. Sort of force instantly used, and Famous maybe a little bit aggressive off the back of it.
When Boom haven't been able to use a single ultimate, Jing has already used his twice.
Gila, lu enak ya punya Jing tuh. Mau gimana pun dipaksa anjing. Usir, udah gitu aimnya sakit. Nah, dapat kan. Lu lihat kan gue bilang kan dari tadi kan. Davai dari tadi dapat B-man-nya mulu.
Rolling Thunder available, and Boom need to act quickly because look at the lurk happening from Paper X over towards Dish.
Absolutely. Boom now. They need this first kill, they need it quickly. A minute on the clock looks like a lot, but Paper X is so much counter utility.
Oh, man.
They've got Zowie.
Use whatever you want in utility. If you can't find that entry kill, if you can't kill the
This one
Device
mati.
straight away, you're in trouble. Forsaken finally drops, which gives Boom an opportunity. It's still a 2v3, but they need to get the next kill.
Oh, Blazer King goes aggressive mind freak. This will be the round that this is the kill that decides it.
That's the kill that they needed. Now they've got a chance. And they still got Neon's overdrive to keep this going. But do you want to use it? Do you
Ini
want to
kenapa gambarnya do dah?
hold your ground, hold that cross line. Paper X split. Berserks on the side. Benkai wondering, split between two positions, already touching the spike. Benkai with the first, he's buying so much time for his teammate. Joining the fray is Berserks, tries to get it all by himself.
Suaranya Aaron banget, nice.
And Jinx side swings. Paper X will not falter.
The BM hot hands as well being lobbed into the sky from Paper X. Absolutely perfect from them. And a hell of a way to utilize
Wait,
that
this
Phoenix
udah bener belum?
retake. Once that wall goes up, trying to actually get through into a position where you can punish that after plant can be pretty damn difficult.
Lu lihat enak banget, lu lihat kan guys. Dia udah dapat dimen kan. A-nya bertiga nih. A-nya bertiga. Karena dia udah dapat dimen nih, ya kan? A-nya bertiga. Giliran B-nya kenapa-napa langsung di-push A-nya.
Sort of thought may come to light this morning was that loss against Bleed Awakening call. I think now there's a reason why they've been so calm, holding tactics back, but now they realize they're up against the wall if they want to get to group.
Overdrive doesn't get, I guess one eventually, but it's labour, that's for sure, Pavlos. A retake now for Paper X, and with an operator on Divide, it's going to be difficult to win.
I'll tell you what, this is the first time Boom has had all their 5 players alive once they had the spike
Apa tuh,
down.
Le?
And let me tell you, it's the first time they've
Kenapa
ever
sih
had
orang
the
si
number
Dustin
one
kok
in the
jadi
first
si Do dah?
Overdrive has left on
Kameranya apa dah? Kocak gaming dah. Kocak dari tadi, kocak bener-bener kocak lu, kocak.
flank already taken back.
Kocak.
Shiro having to use a rolling thunder. Maybe
Si anjing kena rolling thunder Shiro anjir.
2v3 up close and personal. Benkai, he's so good on that
Wah,
pressure
bahaya,
position.
anjing.
And all down to Shiro. So far, Harbor smoke concealing it. Diffuse halfway. The players are low, but he might get the chance off it. 30 HP remaining. Paper X are able to get it done with Mindfreak's last kill.
Absolutely perfect. Pavlos, I'm going to... that was one of the best combinations of Harbor I've seen in a good while, and I think that was spontaneous, which was to use the shield from the Harbor, and once that cove goes up, they had the haunts behind it. So the second you shoot that cove to actually get to fight the diffuser, instantly pinged by the haunts. Absolutely perfect. And what I think Paper X are doing beautifully here is they're not focusing, the Harbor isn't the strategy, Harbor's aiding the strategy, and that's a huge bonus for them. And we're really actually...
Menurut gue ya kalau Dylan memang sih ada M itu berpengaruh ya.
Oh man.
Mental sih. Lalu itu lebih ke mental sih. Mental lu kuat. Mau mental lu, mau aim lu seberapa jago, kalau mental lu kurang sih, aimnya gak masuk anjing. Ini udah kalah aim banget, Cok.
If you're Boom, what are you thinking right now?
Kalah aim sama kalah apa ya? Paper X tuh udah tahu nextnya tuh mau ngapain. Misalkan mereka mau ngambil B-man, oh ya udah kita nge-push ininya. Oh mereka ngambil B, kita nge-push A-nya. Oh mereka ngambil A nih, ya kan? Mereka dapat ambil A-man nih. Oh mereka ke send. Oh ya udah kita ambil send-nya, kita ambil send-nya balik. Mereka kan kayak Boom dapat send kan. Paper X sudah, ayo weh dapetin send-nya, kita flash berempat nge-pick semua. Kayak mereka tuh udah apa ya? Udah ada next step-nya gitu. Mereka mau ngapain?
Yeah, absolutely. This is your debut, and with the roster as well. Yeah. And it's not like Boom are playing badly. They're hitting their shots. The strategy is relatively sound. It's just Paper X are on a whole other level. Where was this Paper X yesterday?
No, this is the kind of match that you need to reflect on. This is the kind of match that you need to put to the side, kind of look at the VOD very, very carefully. Because every single round, Paper X have had something different come out.
For sure. And I tell you what, it's not just going to be APAC teams who are looking at this. Paper X have a good snap, so you're going over and looking at it. Well, a special thank you to you for coming up with cool strategies.
Water, thumbs up.
You guys are true H2 homies.
Yeah. For sure. Paper X, not the first time they've paved the way in regards to the meta. The run in Masters Copenhagen, getting that second place, has been one of the reasons why APAC has been put on the map as well. And it looks like they're bringing out their creativity yet again. And it sort of follows also what we thought earlier on in this tournament, is that Paper X coming here, and coming into the next season of 2023, they haven't made changes to their roster, which means they have confidence within their players to fix those mistakes that they made in Champions.
Jing juga ganti show, iya. Yor, rasanya main LAN gimana, Yor? Kalau lu pertama kali ya pasti gugup lah. Tapi emang harus, emang ya kita tuh salah sih sebenarnya ya, menurut gue ya. Kayak misalkan kita tuh harus ada turnamen LAN sih menurut gue sih. Jadi tuh anak-anak Indo tuh ketika nanti udah masuk ke internasional tuh udah apa ya namanya ya, udah siap gitu loh. Walaupun memang lawannya pasti lebih jago atau segala macam, paling enggak mentalnya udah siap gitu. Ini gue bukan ngomongin masalah boom ya, maksudnya kayak orang-orang Indo ya. Kayak kita contoh lihat deh, kayak di Singapura, walaupun mereka ada community turnamen, tapi mereka masih ada LAN-LAN-nya anjir. Kayak Juicy sering ikut apa segala macam, ikut LAN buat buktiin diri segala macam. Akhirnya mentalnya tuh kuat gitu. Kayak
how can you not know that when you've got so many cool stuff?
Kayak
so much.
Kalau anak-anak Paprex ini kan emang dari zaman chess nih mereka udah ngelan terus kan. Kayak Jason, Aaron, Davai, Benkai, apalagi Benkai anjing ngelan mulu. Jadi kayak misalkan mau turnamen LAN tuh biar kelihatan gitu. Wujud aslinya tuh, lu kalau mau lihat orang jago atau enggak, wujud asli tuh ada di LAN, guys.
Damning thing that could potentially harm them here is if they get too aggressive. If they think it's working too well, they put dependencies on players and they end up sort of swinging on their own, not working as a team.
Headset yang di leher itu buat mic-nya mereka. Earphone itu kan ada earphone tuh buat suara. Kalau headset yang dipakai buat kuping nih yang gede itu buat kedap suara.
Something which Paper X are dealing with absolutely beautifully.
Looking very animated there. The severing.
LAN itu apaan sih, Yor? LAN, LAN itu turnamen offline kayak gini. Ini turnamen offline. Jadi lu ketemu musuh tuh sebelah-sebelahan atau depan-depanan gitu. Harusnya Indo perbanyak turnamen besar tapi LAN harusnya. Harusnya ya. Jadi pas udah keluar di internasional tuh udah siap gitu. Terus nggak ada ping lag bener. Jadi real, ini PC gua, itu PC lu. Kita PC-nya sama. Mau gimana pun ya udah, kalau misalkan emang lu kalah ya udah berarti emang skill gua masih kurang. Paling kayak gitu. Plus bacot-bacotan dikit lah. Gue suka bacot-bacot anjing.
Okay, so last time Paper X played against Global Esports, they won 13-0.
Yeah.
And so in an interview we asked Jing, how are you feeling going up against God Squad? It's the same roster. This time though they're on their home ground, you're on LAN, they're experienced players.
Lebih kerasa sih trash talk-nya seru kalau LAN. Yes.
Maybe this time 13-1.
I think the question was more around the lines. Who are you looking forward to playing most against?
Yang kedap suara sama Stes Aquarium yang kedap suara.
Maybe this time.
Meta tech pause kan. Kalau game monyet jago nggak, Yor? Jago.
Yeah, but it has more impact when you say it like that.
That's true, yeah.
But I love the man. I love the man.
Absolutely.
And God Squad will be playing. They've already played against.
Tapi nggak tahu LAN-nya kan gimana. Jago, kalau yang sepenglihatan gue jago. Tapi LAN kan nggak tahu. Kalau emang misalkan si monyet jago di LAN kill banyak, berarti dia main jago. Lu bacot kalau lawan teman sendiri apa yang bukan temen, Yor? Yang bukan temen lah. Gue bacotin.
That's what I was saying.
Oh, I agree with
you. Okay, so we're speaking
Bodo
the
amat
same
gua.
language. But understanding the difference.
Same language, different dialect.
Well.
And they say the English broadcast is less intelligent than the Hindi one. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your patience, everybody. It seems that the tech pause has subsided. So let's get the show going. 4 rounds left.
Tapi seru nggak sih baca tim sendiri? Ya seru, ya seru-seru aja karena kan ya namanya LAN ketemu temen sering banget anjing. Dibacotin kacau, Aaron juga bacot waktu chat.
This harbor is gaining so much mileage for them, and that's allowing Divide to craft these openings.
Famous was holding that angle. He should have been the one to get the kill. Absolutely. But Divide is so freaking quick.
I don't think it's just Divide who's quick. I think all of them right now are firing on all cylinders.
Jangan lupa di like guys, ya benar.
Down to 3 players. Berserks is
Lu masih punya hard feeling gak ya Rama Bung? Enggak, biasa aja.
They even commit the Nightfall.
Gak ada masalah apa-apa gua.
Shiro walking forwards, sort of being the last hope for the team. But again, Boom fairly split. You know, Blaze King for the back.
Anjing Benkai.
Wah,
anjing. Wah, anjing, clean shit.
As clean as it could be. 9-0 for Paper X.
Bener-bener kayak di
My God, Paper X. What, can we have the same breakfast they did next time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Ya itu earphone kuningnya merek kapan HyperX?
Yeah, we need to copy what they eat because oh my God, are they playing well? I want to mention is I was going to say that Seiken has done very well thus far in sort of getting these entries. If you look over to the members of Boom, no one's stepping up. No one's sort of packing this heavy punch that Benkai or Forsaken. Forsaken is 10-3. 3 deaths. So he really is performing quite well. Boom, no one's doing that. You know, you look over to sort of the players you'd expect, like Famous and Berserks. We're not seeing these huge multi-kills that are coming from Paper X.
Kalau AIM ya?
Maybe it's the same issue.
Dibilang kalah AIM juga bingung sih, soalnya kan sebenarnya
something on the Paper X side apparently.
Sebenarnya AIM-nya Boom juga nggak kalah sih. Ada Famos, ada Berserks, ada Zero, ada Dustin. Ini nggak kalah sih. Menurut gua si Paper X ini kayak
How are we gonna guess? That could have been anyone.
That could have been anyone.
It could have been anyone.
Kalau di next Paper X punya next step gitu loh.
Maybe a God Squad player?
Mental
Would I be
mental
correct
juga
by
nggak
saying
tahu deh, entahlah.
Okay. Are you gonna give me any more hints or is that it?
No, that's it.
Mental harusnya enggak lah, ada Ucil.
Eight teams.
Ada Dustin.
Per team, maybe 6.
We want them to like us.
Ada Famos.
40+ players.
Enggak lah.
Well, I guess.
Menurut gue sih Paper X menangnya karena mereka udah next step sih. Yang kayak tadi gue bilang, misalkan mereka dapetin main. Oh, sennya diambil nih sama Boom. Ternyata sama Paper X digeber lagi, di flash 4 orang ngepick. Dari atas 1, 3 dari Sen. Terus misalkan, terus si Davai dapetin B, ya kan, dapetin B-man. Oh, kosong nih, kosong gak ada apa, kuatin di A. Pas B-nya dateng, mereka nge-push disnya, ya kan? Terus, apalagi tadi ya? Pas mereka nge-push, oh si Benkai langsung pindah ke A. Segala macam lah kayak. Kayak udah ada next stepnya sih mereka. Kayak mereka tuh udah ngomong gini, guys kalau misalkan ke B, kayaknya ngomong gini, guys kalau misalkan ke B, gue nge-push ya di ya. Guys kalau misalkan mereka dapetin A, sennya kita dapetin ya, kita kuatin sennya supaya mereka nggak dapet sen. Kayaknya sih begitu sih.
It's not as if they can have an extra perspective into the match to bring it back, but granted there are only 3 rounds left in this half. Even if Boom get all 3.
It's 3 rounds left in this half, and the last 3 have looked more and more one-sided.
Sebenarnya kalian tahu tinggi sama Boom, mereka tim baru terus lawannya Paper Shadow ya. Itu juga bisa jadi karena mereka tim baru plus persiapannya masih belum matang. Nanti mungkin pas VCT santai aja bro di.
I really hope we fix the stack problem soon, Pab. I'm sort of running out of things to say.
No, we definitely still have things to say. I mean, you know, the hands of the players are looking very esport player-like, you know. Oh, I know what the problem is. I figured it out. Seems like someone's chair.
Di album siapa ya? Harusnya Ucil.
They're looking to change it. I think that's what's going on from what I can observe myself.
Is that a broken chair?
Is it a broken chair?
Is that a broken chair?
Someone celebrated too hard?
Celebrating too hard, I think, hazardous thing for esports players.
Terus tadi udah dapat terus ya bisa jadi ya kalah AIM juga sih sebenarnya sih. Terus atau kalah AIM atau kalah mental ya. Mereka udah dapetin B-nya, udah di rush B-nya dapat, tapi kalah retake ya. Tuh lihat Davai seberani apa cok. Dapetin B-mainnya lagi.
Salah satu olahraga yang nggak bisa didatakan seperti contoh baseball.
Iya.
Dengan moneyballnya, contoh basketball. Karena kalau lu syuting dengan ke
Dapat nih
basket
poin
kan
pertama.
gitu.
Dapat gak nih? Thank you Budi. Dapat nih harusnya nih. Poin pertama dapat nih harusnya nih. Vamos ngeflank nih.
Let's see if we hear a crunch. Famous also chiming in. Davai will re-peek it, but he's got a longer distance weapon and is definitely going to shoot Famous in the heart. Oh, and they know exactly where Blaze King is going to enter from. It's going to give away the audio cue as well. Use what you want, use what you must, but Paper X are there, lying in wait.
We also don't see the APAC curse. It's no longer going to be the potential of a 9-3. 10-0. Paper X now leads, and we're seeing some really strong utilization of this harbor. I think once he was able to get that once he was able to get that cove as well as that high tide down, what it meant is when the hot hands went down behind it, you're going to be slowed when you push through. You're probably going to be flashed because you don't know what's on the other side in terms of Liz, something which Forsaken has already been doing in the past. And then even if you get through all of that, you're running through hot hands, which is, I believe, the highest damaging sort of incendiary device in the game. It's either that or Brim's Molly.
Forsaken, maybe in trouble, but Davai's there to help out. Davai concussed, unable to shoot back. But Jane, where did that come from?
Tuh lu lihat tipus anjing.
Uh-oh, Boom. Don't only need to focus on the players they're approaching from the front, they also need to be careful of their backs.
When you try and go through that underground part to get back through to arcade, I love how we see that cascade slowly pushes forward to allow the duelists to just clear each angle of it one at a time. So damn good from Mindfreak right now.
There is a winning condition for Boom this round. Blaze King needs a multi-kill on the Paper X rotations.
Yep.
But they're not coming his way. They're not even crossing spawn.
Just soul crushing. And there's already a player in Dish as well.
Oh,
so
no.
any attempt from Shiro to get off this site. Bear in mind, both Blaze King and Shiro, one away from their ultimates. They are just so close to having the tools needed to win this round.
And Shiro's alone. Blaze King has gone, spent a lot of time until he rotates.
Tapi ya maksud gua
Alright, Shiro, can you hold the fort with
harus
Justice
tahu
Sheriff?
mereka nih
That's where his teammate
tim
is.
baru guys. Jadi
Let's see if he can figure out the opposition. 3 in main, 1 coming in from drop. Oh, that's the first, but it's a trade, and Blaze King falls like a fly from the sky.
lu bayangin ini tim baru lawan tim yang udah 2 tahun menggila cok lu.
Just don't want to stop this momentum.
What can you expect, Tai?
They leave Boom broken, battered, and bruised with a what is so far a flawless first half. Now, I don't want to say it, just in case it potentially jinxes it, but 13-0. Are we going to see the first one?
Did you really just say that, Kremer?
But
Have you never
with teams that are
learned?
so good? Boom is a good team. It's just Paper X is even better right now.
Kremer, you're a caster. There's a thing called the caster's curse. You're not allowed to say things like 13-0. You're not allowed to say that.
Watch, it'll happen anyway now.
Diperangin anjing.
On the close angle.
Diperangin. Dapat nih poin.
You just have to say it, didn't you? All right, well, let's have a look. Boom might actually have a chance here to at least
Tuh,
get around.
dapat. Siapa yang bilang nol? Kagak, cok.
Go figure. Why?
Just goes on a rampage. It's all a divide 1v4.
Nah, kalau misalkan ini kalah baru dah. Itu berarti
Running out of bullets on that chamber.
itu berarti ya udahlah.
Orbital strike and Incendiary delaying it. Yeah, he doesn't really have a chance here. The crossfire's too big. Jumps through the flames. Down to half. That's 1 pick. Ooh. Time is running low though. They need to line up every.
Yorbul kenapa tiap tahun ganti pemain? Ya kan Bani udah ke tim hierarki.
That looked like it was possible, but we are going to see Boom put
Tuh.
themselves on the board.
Tuh,
A hell
dapat
of a
satu.
round
Siapa yang
from
bilang
there.
kosong,
And another round
anjing?
from Famous, who steps up on that chamber. He's had a relatively quiet match. However, now he's finally able to enter the maelstrom of madness, rejoin the
Neon
fray,
ngeselin sih
and,
anjing, jujur aja Neon ngeselin banget tai.
Let's be honest, 11 rounds will be happy for anyone.
You know, out of that round, I think the biggest highlight was Famous pushing towards spawn and getting a double.
Yeah,
I think that is the biggest highlight, and it wasn't shown in the replay, but that was the reason
off
why
the
Boom had
rotations.
quite a big numbers advantage in the post-spawn.
Absolutely. Now, moving to the defense, let's see if Boom have any solution to this Harbor playstyle. Now, I want to see how effective Harbor's going to be on this attack. Now, we've seen a lot of utilization of this high tide. We've not really seen this Cove get used too much. The Cascade, again, very limited. I think we're probably going to see a lot more use of the Cascade going into the second half. But for now, it's like a second half.
Ya saya ngasih kalau megang ulti doang sama musuhnya nggak punya flash.
Great match so far.
I think what has been the case for Benkai throughout this tournament as well is that he's had very solid performances all across the board. And it never feels like he's, you know, getting clutches. It's just that he's winning out his trades without dying himself. And that's so super important to have in a team.
Absolutely, absolutely. And he's supporting so well. Like these kills, they're not sort of overextensions where he's just won the
Yor,
kill.
oi.
They're not sort of
Itu Davai masih dapat berapa kill aja, crazy sih.
supporting his teammates.
It's usually mid-side fights. He's not the first to engage.
Yeah, exactly. Or it's been the sort of second man into the retakes. And it's just been working beautifully for him. Really, really strong stuff from both Benkai and Paper Rex. Going into the second half, do you see the consistency staying with them?
After you curse them?
Enggak. Kalah itu bagian dari bukan dari olahraga, dari hidup lu.
Yeah.
Sometimes you give, sometimes you take. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah.
Kalau kita terjemahkan dalam sepak bola, ya lihat gaya permainnya, visinya gimana.
Tuh, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Santai aja, bro. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. Kata Koci. Hidup tuh kadang di atas, kadang di bawah. Nah gua lagi di bawah.
And you know what? Fracture isn't that defense heavy anymore due to the changes that it's had.
Relatively even, I would argue.
I wouldn't say it's still even, still defense sided.
Not by much though.
But not by as much as you could say that you could easily convert a 9-3 like you used to.
Di
Like
bawah
when you used to see a 9-3 score, like,
Bangke.
get some momentum, you can do it. But not to a level where you can bring back an 11-1.
Absolutely. For Boom, it's certainly a mountain to climb. In the realms of possibility, but they definitely need a lot of faith right now. Paper Rex on the flip side, 11.
Bye-bye mah gitu Seirama dengan karir ya. Bacot anjing.
For sure, and you know, for Boom, I quite like the risk.
Kenapa lu kurus stres gua?
I love it. It's risky.
Nggak gitu,
but
bangke.
It seems to have at least worked for map control. Paper Rex, luckily you're being a little bit slower here, so Boom have time to turn back around to the safe side.
It might be a 4-man play towards Dish, but Divide deals with 2. That is not allowed.
And he gets away. That is really worrying. And now Plant goes down. 3 versus 5 retake for Boom. Pavlos, this is
Scary.
This is getting worse and worse for them.
This really is. Could be the most one-sided result we've seen so far. The Valorant Indian Invitational here in the off-season. 3 players left for Boom. Let's see what they can do. It seems like nothing. Severine and Famous just get slapped silly.
It's okay man, sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. It's okay, it's okay. Masih ada 2 pertandingan lagi, santai-santai.
That single casualty, it's certainly a Fearic victory from the members of
Jadi ngeri tragedi Siblen lagi gua.
What do you do? What do you change, Pavlos? You've seen nothing from Paper Rex's attack.
Back to the drawing board, man.
Defense adaptations weren't able to work. Now you're in a forced fight against Paper Rex, who are just just a
Bacot anjing.
Like you lose your opening game.
Oh boy. Obviously Boom forced to put all of their economy into this, empty their pockets, and get as much weaponry out of their arsenal as possible. Is it going to be enough to stay alive?
Lu lihat udah nge-walk kayak gini nih apaan bro? Dah!
Gets caught napping.
Ciluk ba anjing.
What can he do here? Curveball, blinding both himself and his opponent, which means Severine had a chance, but not quite. Forsaken has just been enabled. Maybe a Sheriff kill from Shiro will soften the blow. But Shiro, as soon as he crosses that tidal wave, he is a dead man. Or is he? Famous has actually got a chance. He's in a 1-on-2.
Limited HP as well. They're at least limited armor, limited utility. The Spectre as well. What can he do?
There's no way.
It's the make or break.
There's no way he checks the buy here.
Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. It's okay, man. It's
Paper
okay.
X
It's okay, man.
with a 13-1 victory.
Maybe you lose.
Wow.
Maybe you
Wow,
lose
Pavlos.
this match.
That was a
Maybe you
of a
win
match
next
from
two
Paper
match.
X. Absolutely dominant performance, and we finally see Harbor utilized to such an
Gimana sih
effective
ngomongnya?
degree.
Oh.
I'm so impressed with Bayern Free.
Sometimes you lose, sometimes you
even though he
win,
didn't
anjing.
top frag, even though he didn't have these sort of flashy, 1vx's, the fact he was able to utilize Harbor that well makes him.
If you lose,
Big time.
you never
Big time.
win. Apa sih?
Apa
sih? Goblok. Gimana? If you
That's true.
Wow, Mind
if
Freak.
you never lose,
What a performance on
you
that
never
Harbor.
win.
I think the rest
Iya
of
gak
them
sih?
follow through.
If you never lose.
As you said, Alex has put in the work with the boys. And it's definitely showed off respect.
Bacot
shown by
anjing
the
kalian.
players.
Bacot anjing.
I mean, Boom Esports, this was their debut in this newly aligned roster that they have. Not the result they would have liked, but my goodness, this was up against a very dangerous looking Paper X.
If you were to lose to anyone, there's no shame in losing to Paper X, right? A really, really good performance from them, and I'm really damn impressed
Bacot
with
ya, bacot.
sort of what this means for Harbor's place in the game in the future. Flawless.
I mean, it's
Intinya kalau lu mau menang lu harus belajar dari kekalahan.
Sort of way of playing Fracture, and it's perfect to countering what was previously meta, right? The Breach Neon fast play.
Halo,
You know.
Yor, ini saran penting buat lu. Gak usah dengerin netizen, yang penting lu happy, do what you wanna do.
Really, really happy with this opening map, and it's but a taste of
Ingat.
what's to come.
This was Boom's first match. They need to play a couple more. They need to play against God Squad. They need to play against Bleed, and those matches will be coming right up. But let's talk a little bit about this game. Let's talk about.
Ya berarti kamu di tim nggak ada tim anjing. Kan gue tadi bilang gue lagi di bawah tai.
Players as soon as it's ready. We'll have a look at that. But overall, we said players that impressed us. For you, who would take the most valuable player?
Mind Freak definitely in terms of strategy and utilization tactics when it comes to that. In terms of
Anjay, Jing gua koper, cok.
Jing, especially on that arena, really
Cok.
I love how he was using.
Gila gue headsetnya pakai tas, tasnya pun tas paling Adidas cok. Ini tasnya LV ya.
Very fast pushes on paper.
Woi, lu kalau turnamen LAN,
Yeah, I really like Forsaken. So many
bawa
entry kills,
equip,
so many entry kills, and it often.
tas lu apa?
Not every single time.
And he got 3 or 4
Tas lu apa?
in about 2
Hah?
rounds.
Tas lu apa?
And having then
Huh?
Benkai able to solidify the deal with a dub on the side.
Absolutely.
Let's have a look at the scoreboard then and see exactly what these players managed to achieve in this matchup. A 13-1 victory, of course, in favor of Paper X. Boom with a debut, not able to achieve more than a singular round. And looking, and that was on the attack. On the
Belanja
attack as well.
Indomaret.
Have a look at this. It's Zowie taking the cake.
Ya warna hijau atau yang warna biru?
That's the guy that got a lot of entries as well.
Anjing nah.
What I quite like about Zowie is it was a lot of his role became just cordoning off areas of the map. So there wouldn't be any rotations, there wouldn't be any follow-ups, and it meant that it
Lu tenteng gitu ya, lu tenteng gitu ya. Kalau di lu nenteng, dia narik koper.
just not with the space that's been provided to them in this match.
Exactly that. And Zowie also had those moments where he got like those pistol round kills, towards the end, which was the reason why Paper X got it, because when you end a half 11-1, if you win the pistol, you can just run away with it at the end. So yeah, valiantly done by these two teams.
Ya sampai keyboard gue kelihatan ujungnya
I'm
tas
looking forward to see how Boom is able to perform later on, right? They're playing up against Bleed, I believe.
koper Jing yang bisa naikin lagi
I
anjing.
think it's next. I'm fairly certain it's next. I don't want to commit to it in case I'm wrong and people get angry at me, but I'm fairly certain.
Take it with the pictures.
Malu nggak sih 13-1? Enggak
Thank
juga lah.
Producer for
Thank you, lovely producer.
letting us know and confirming that. But yeah, awesome performance.
Absolutely.
I think,
Itu nyokapnya
I think
Jing tuh.
putting an MVP on this is kind of redundant because this is
Absolutely.
this is a team effort as well with the coach. But let's have a look at the team performance as well. Doesn't really change too much.
Nggak apa-apa
It just
bang,
really
new team, new
shows
roster, kalau jam
how
terbang,
much
yoi.
Paper X was dominant at the
It's
start of the round, getting so many
normal
first kills.
I
lah.
also want to mention the post plants. Paper X, considering
Maksud gue kayak new team tuh normal Jing. Kayak normal aja menurut gue sih.
One of post plant twice shows how effective they were when it came to both retakes and just shutting down.
Bungkus
Blue
mama lu
before
aja
they were
sana.
able to
Ah
activate
gua
their
screenshot
strategy in
ah.
these rounds.
Gua kasih ke cewek lu.
No thrifties.
Gue cepu.
No thrifties. Because Paper X, quite frankly, weren't at a worse
Oke, kita balik lagi ke mode ini. Anjay.
Absolutely. We very tactically came back on camera just as I dropped my mic. So we'll go to our next graphic in just a second. Well,
yeah, we've got the MVP up next, but we know who that is. That's that buy already.
yes, absolutely.
Oh, actually, we have the economy graph.
The economy graph.
I wonder what that's going to say. Oh, right. Paper X always on top.
Boom harus hire pemain Malay, Pinay, Thailand atau Pinay. Thailand atau pemain saya lainnya biar ada progres. Jangan full pemain Indo lokal, cuma switch pemain lokal. Come on, Boom. Tim Roger Sumatera siap-siap jadi juru kunci NT. See you 2 jam lagi. Yor, mending kayak tadi modenya ini lo ngalangin Yor. Bacot.
Secure as many rounds as possible, and Paper X have done just that, right? They've gotten 13-1, which is the second best result you can have on a singular map. So
absolutely.
I think this Paper X.
Dulu lawannya yang ngalahin Paper X lagi abis ini. Siapa? Bleed ya? Oh iya. Berarti Bleed kalau menang, Boom sudah Booms lagi. Boom udah fix kalah ya?
No, we're wrong, Pavlos. Paper X just pretty damn good. And after that game against Bleed, they definitely showed that they can recover.
That was a good game. Yeah. Benkai, thumbs up if you feel.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Why did we change the graphic?
Nyantai aja dulu.
Remove the graphic. Benkai's coming to the desk. All right. Hey, Benkai.
Who do you think's MVP, Benkai?
Ini apanya? Kenapa jadi Boom butuh Ior tai?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Really good chamber. Agreed.
Do you think 13-1 again for playoffs potentially, or for your next matches?
All right, we'll see. Thank you, Benkai. All right.
That's few words but strong messages.
Yeah. Very much so. I think that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this first match of the day. We'll be following through with Bleed taking on Boom, and that's a match that we're very much looking forward to. But let's take it to a break.
Karena ku sanggup walau ku tak tahu berdiri sendiri tanpamu. Ku harus.
Okay, so we just been told that we better fill 2 minutes first. Never mind.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Prediksi guys, Bleed lawan Boom menang siapa ya? Kita ganti ya. Kita end poll. Akpol. Siapa yang lagi jalan? Siapa yang mau ikut Akmil? Siapa yang mau ikut Akpol? Boom versus Bleed. Semangat ya. Siapa yang menang? Siapa yang bakal ikut Akpol? Siapa yang bakal ikut Akmil? Siapa yang lagi ikut? Semangat ya guys. Gue tahu itu susah, tapi gue yakin kalian pasti bisa. Gue Yor mau jadi polwan, amin. Rehwell Syama, amin. Tebak di stopwatch 10 menit waktu sebenarnya berapa menit ya? Kamu nanya. Kalau memang Bleed lawan Rossi bisa sama kayak RRQ, tetap nasibnya. Tapi ya guys ya, gue walaupun gimana ya, bentar ya kita lihat ya. Kita lihat global ya. Tapi kemarin tuh gue nonton dikit loh RRQ lawan Enigma loh, gila, hampir di comeback coy. Gokil sih. Ya gak sih? Hampir di comeback kan? 12-10 ya? 13-10 ya? Kan bener kan? Dari 10-2, 10 berapa? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8-4. Dari 8-4 jadi bisa. Jadi 10-10. 10-8. Lihatnya muka. Oh ya, sorry. sorry, salah bro. Dari 8-4 jadi 10-8 anjing, gila. Gokil. Kena backstep terus sama si Antidot nih, nge-backstep mulu anjing. Ya mereka kayak iya soalnya nggak ada ini ya, nggak ada trapper. Gue pikir yang jadi Eagle tuh Bani, ternyata teh botol. Emang kaget gue. Sekali lagi tuh masih tim baru dan first debut ya guys, jadi don't expect ya guys ya. Kayak lu lihat waktu PaperX awal-awal juga PaperX ini kok rada struggle kan, walaupun akhirnya menggila juga, tapi PaperX awal-awal kan gak lolos kan Master kan, setahu gue kalah lawan Secret, gak lolos Champion ya atau apa ya, gue lupa deh, pokoknya intinya mereka ada struggle dikit lah, walaupun struggle-nya nggak struggle kayak biasa. kayak iya kayak pokoknya ya semua tim menurut gue pasti ada struggle-nya lah. Butuh waktu aja, santai aja. Sama kayak ini waktu 2021 kalau lawan brand dulu kalau salah SKUY ke champion. Iya, ya beda ya. Ya memang beda, tapi ya semua tim ada pasti beda jalannya guys, tapi semua itu butuh proses gitu. Makanya kalian jangan hujat lah, tetap dukung lah, anjing kalian nih binatang ya. Kalau lu tanya gue dukung mana ya gue nggak tahu. Lebih baik gue nggak dukung siapa-siapa daripada gue yang dihujat. Bangsat kalian. Siapa yang percaya proses? Gue paling percaya yang namanya proses. Gue paling percaya yang namanya proses gue sendiri. Gue sih. Makanya gue tuh suka banget lihat orang-orang yang bener-bener tryhard sih. Kayak maksudnya tryhardnya dalam artian tim ya, kayak anjing nih tiba-tiba timnya anjing, kayak mereka prosesnya gue suka banget liatnya. Apalagi Ronaldo, fansnya karena bukan dia ngomong apa ya, cuman fansnya gimana dia super duper tryhard, work hard anjing. Proses tanpa progres percuma Yor. Nah, menurut lu progres itu bakal jalan kalau misalkan lu ada proses dong. Prosesnya, nah di dalam proses itu lu tahu dong. Misalkan lu kalah nih, misalkan lu salah kalah atau lu lagi main gak bener, lu pasti review diri dong. Oh kenapa nih gue kalah nih? Oh karena mungkin gue lagi bad aim. Oh gimana sih cara gue ningkatin aim? Oh gue latihan aim. Kedua, oh kenapa nih gue kok gue ngepicknya kayak gini ya? Kenapa? Padahal gue bisa panggil temen. Oh yaudah next time gue bakal manggil temen deh. Next time. Itu kan proses. Itu kan proses. Gitu loh. Bentar kayak Ronaldo Yor udah tryhard dihianatin. Dia kayaknya kalau dihianatin ya udah deh. Kan duitnya banyak. Iyalah, duitnya banyak coek, anjing. Dia sekali dapat sponsor berapa duit, anjing. Dia mau bikin pernyataan kontroversi, walaupun pro dan kontra, tetap aja yang pro banyak. Kayak lu lihat, media hidup dari dia, tai. CR7 mau pensi kalau juara World Cup kan? Membernya bukan emang udah jadi pro player sebelumnya di game sebelah waktu itu. Emang semuanya emang dari dulu begitu kok. Tapi kan mereka kan pindahnya kan nggak dari awal. Mereka kan masih di CS. spam boker lagi anjing. Proses ada usahanya nggak ya? Kalau I'm stuck di situ ya terus ya sama aja. Proses ya apa sih usaha lah. Ya lu mikir lah. Kira-kira lu latihan aimnya lu bener atau enggak? Kalau misalkan bener, ya pasti pasti ada perubahan lah. Kalau misalkan gak ada perubahan, ya udah lu fokus kuliah ini. Anjing lah. Rezeki masing-masing udah ada yang ngatur. Memang bener. Itu bener. Gue setuju. Tapi nggak mungkin dong. Tapi mungkin nggak sih lu kayak lu mungkin nggak sih lu oke bilang rezeki udah ngatur. Tapi kan lu harus usaha kan. Menurut gue sih gitu sih, kayak lu kalau nggak usaha ya sama aja lu rezeki juga. Makanya kan selalu ada peribahasa. Bangun apa sih yang rezeki dipatok ayam itu? Kalau lu prosesnya gimana, Yor? Wah, gue jauh banget dari apa ya? Susah lah dulu, CS tuh dulu susah guys. Prosesnya panjang anjing. Yor, siapa yang paling GG di boom menurut lu? Famos kayaknya. Rezeki ada yang ngatur kalau usaha, bener lah. Kamu nanya, bacot, Vin. Sir Alex kenapa minta maaf ke CR7? Masa iya? Tahu dari mana? Ganti judul, Yor. Oh iya. Sorry adik-adik. Ini abis boom lawan Blade, gue ini ya nge-gyms. Gain strong. Nge-gym atau workout di rumah ya? Nge-gym atau workout di rumah ya guys? Lagi males jalan nih. Tapi gue pengen lari. Kalian ada yang main ini gak sih? Bulu tangkis gitu, ikut dong gua. Gabut anjing. Di Jakarta tapi jangan di luar anjing. Main bultong aja ya biar gerak. Nah itu dia. Gue aja mainnya di Jogja. Wih jauh banget. Sini ya ikut UKM kampus Butang. Gue udah ya kali goblok. Bang kalau boom sampai film nanti malam kamu tetap nobar gak? Tidak. Aku mau nge-gym. Aku mau main. Aku mau grinding. Ada yang sini Bandung kejauhan bangke. Ini kalau sampai dibantai Blade, bocil haters fanatik yang gak bully old gay pasti nggak ada suara. Sini Yor, ke Gor Surabaya bebas mau ngapain? Iya bebas lah, ke Gor Surabaya juga gede anjing. Kabang kalau boom lolos franchise ada kemungkinan nggak? Nggak tahu bro. Gue kan nggak tahu siapa aja ya, Koreanya siapa, Jepangnya siapa. Kamu nggak usah grinding Yor, takdir jadi streamer, bacot kamu isoy. Gue masih mau berusaha. Ya visit Indo ada nggak sih? Ada harusnya. Bang, kamu free agent atau masih di Persija? Aku udah free agent. Dulu dong, thank you Bom. Rencana buat tim baru atau join tim Yor? Join tim. Kalau dia mau buat tim, kayaknya gue udah nggak tahu mau siapa aja. Yor, Persija masih lanjut apa gimana? Udah enggak kan? E-sport Persija masih lanjut itu. Mau bikin apa? Kalau dari kontennya bikin mobile, kayaknya mau pindah ke mobile kali. Yar,
the semifinals happening on tomorrow or later on today.
Bikin baru Persib Yor.
Boom are in a tough spot. They've not played a game yesterday, but that doesn't mean that they're out of pressure. They instead actually look like they've had the most pressure so far because coming up, the first matchup against PaperX, taking that 13-1 loss is a hard pill to swallow, and now they're going up against a team that did beat PaperX. So, hopefully they've got some sort of strategy because both PaperX and Bleed perform in a way which is highly dependent on speed, and clearly we've seen
mana impression?
Cannot handle that.
Oh, scary coy.
With the Neon, they're supposed to be fast-paced, but in the first game, it almost looked as if that double duelist proved too much for them.
Yeah, speaking of which, I mean, they are going to be going up against a team that plays vastly different to PaperX, so maybe that's something they're going to be, happy to actually go forward into this best of
Yor,
one.
katanya love language lu physical tech muka lu anjing. Bacot nih balang ke anjing kok.
Yesterday, how just massively the performance of Dorian and Juicy were able to impact that match against PaperX. And if they're able to do even a quarter, just a preview of that coming into
comeback dong Yor. Gak ada timnya tai.
Yeah, absolutely. Bleed Esports, they've got such amazing aimers, and not just that, the chemistry between this team has been, built up pretty well, and they've got what it takes to be one of the contenders for, of course, everything that is in stake for this tournament. $50,000 US. That is the first place, of course, out of the $100,000 prize pool. And I'm gonna give a lot of credit here to the coach of Bleed, who is who is honestly one of the most impactful players who's been in his time back, when he was playing different FPS games. But he's come here towards the Asian region.
Cobain lah, Vic. Lu makan apaan, Vic? Cobain lah. Bagi dong, cobain dong, kata si Bersok. Lu makan apaan, Vic? Bagi dong.
They've made it this far without actually losing more than 3 games in the last 20.
They've been perfect.
PaperX main lagi nggak ya? Udah nggak?
As you can see, again, they could be the other side to the coin that is PaperX, but Bleed have definitely come into their own. Now, looking into the team that is fighting for, I feel like, their tournament life at this point, it is going to be Boom Esports. We saw that there was some waves of just life from Boom in that match that they had against PaperX just earlier on today. Berserks was doing fine with the Neon. You saw also Famous getting some shots in with that chamber, but something isn't just clicking with them. We mentioned how this team is incredibly gifted with how they control the fights, how they're able to deal with the aim duels, because ideally, or rather instinctively, or at the core of them, they're like triple duelist players. But the problem wherein there lies is how well is their team synergy, how well are their setup plays, and it seems like that is the very lackluster thing that Boom really have to hurdle over to reach that next level.
Absolutely, and I think that today in particular, I would love to see one player pop off who I believe is Blazer King. I think that he has got really great individual skills. He pulls the team together, at least, in my perspective. And I think that if he is able to maybe start off on a good note, right? I think the team is going to come together. And of course, Boom are a team that's, been having its, fair share of ups
Ya,
and
kalau
downs.
di panas gak ya? Enggak, biasa aja. Udah sering.
It's not been too bad, but it's not been too good either.
Udah sering.
And of course, this
Gua di
roster
turnamen
coming
Indo yang
into
main yang
this,
dibacotin gua anjing.
tournament,
Tapi
we
gua
did have
bacotin
high
balik sih.
expectations. Unfortunately, it hasn't delivered in the first
Yor,
game.
minimum Beijing apa
but there
Tokyo?
is two
Maksudnya?
more to go. They've got even
Pernah
Godfather
diajak high
himself
e-sport
against
gak, Yor?
Leader, right?
Enggak.
So,
Kalian restorannya sama ya? Iya, nambah
This
Sinakia kan?
point moving forward, again, the pressure is definitely
Ini
on.
turni
They
apa
cannot
ya?
make a
Turni
mistake, and
ini,
if they can add
turni
cherry on top, which is just a
turni
dominant performance
ya
overall,
turni.
13-4, 13-6, that is really what helps you at least survive the middle ground.
Bang, kalau misalnya di lu BWL nggak dibeli Persija, besoknya masih ikut turnamen nggak tahu. Kayaknya yang waktu itu dibacot Rio ya, iya. Kayaknya lu mau nonton atau ngapain kalau lu tetap kena bacot ya, iya ya. Kenapa ya? Gua mulu kayak gua tuh kayak pada apa ya ngomongnya ya? Fetis buat bacotin ke gua anjing. Pernah ada sesama pro gitu ribut gara-gara bacotan pasan enggak sih? Jarang ya. Kalau kasusnya ya jarang sih. Soalnya udah tahu udah.
They don't know if at all they're going to be able to do anything against Bleed right now. And if they have to, like you mentioned, they lost 13-1, which means their round differential is -12 at the moment, which is a bad spot to be in. So anything and everything that they can scrape on the bottom of the barrel
biasa juga
has to come through, and they really need to pick up the pace of their
Makan apa ya makan ini enak banget.
Bleed play at
Anjing,
the same
sumpah.
speed that Paper Eggs do, if not better, because they did beat them yesterday, and this guy on the screen
Mukamu
right now
pasaran dibully yor,
is their
canda bacot
absolute
anjing.
pinnacle of power.
Babi lu ya.
Darion,
Babi dah gue
amazing
bilang,
performance
pepek
yesterday,
dah gue bilang.
23 kills for him, and he absolutely tore through the defense as the Reyna. You know, facing off against the Forsaken and Jing duo of Yo and Raze, this guy put up quite a performance with that Reyna.
So speaking of performance, Durian has also gotten about 3 or tripled 3 kills yesterday in their match against Paper X, more than what Jing and Forsaken have done combined. So you really do feel the impact, the emphasis that Dorian has led the team for Bleed here. And what's kind of interesting with that is that he has made that happen on rounds where Bleed have actually consciously decided to place him solo on a side. How many times have you seen Bleed actually go for that 1-4 split when they were
Masuk
on
tim mana sekarang Yor?
Nggak
ada tim gua gua mau kerja aja ada lowongan
like a 4-man of Bleed, but whenever they face against Dorian by himself, he's almost always able to convert, especially on that Rayla. Really, really difficult.
Jadi mukanya kayak Rikyoshi, cok.
Which we do have the heat map for you, I believe from Bleed, was it? So
I think so.
We'll see. We'll see where Bleed really do like to play for the most part on you know the maps that they played already.
Udah nggak Persija lagi ya, udah lama gila.
We will expect a different map again.
Anjing loan gue juga pengangguran cok, lu tinggal buka itu lu anjing satu dapat. Anjing seorang lu pengangguran nggak mungkin tai.
Stride away from them, but what do you think is the map that Boom should be aiming towards to maybe give a competition of some stature?
I'm gonna maybe bet on 2 maps, Ascent and Breeze.
Actually, I had the same names in mind. You know, I was gonna throw Pearl into the mix, but then Bleed also have a pretty, great history on Pearl, even though they played it really low number of times. You know, I think about 2. But I think Ascent might be their best bet because Ascent is.
Makanya jauh sih siar gue mau lihat gak videonya. Lu kan di Aussie kan? Arion kayak apa berani? Bacot anjing lah Depok.
It's not a map made for double duel. Speaking about maps though, here's the heat map on Bind, and clearly the B side is as favorable as it can get.
Wow, look at the attack win rate from Bleed, 100%. Everything and anything that they wanted to do, they made into pure gold, pure diamond.
Balik satu depan.
Think of precious metal or precious stone is, they definitely did that on this Bind match. Now that really goes into question for Boom here is, how is Boom going to react to this? Are we going to be seeing a map that doesn't really force them to play a lot more what's the word here? Compressed, you know? Again, we were talking about how we wanted to see the Ascent and Breeze because
Ronaldo ngambek ke Piers Morgan, ngambek kenapa lagi anjing? Bukannya dia minta Piers Morgan buat ini interview. Kenapa dia ngambek?
So I think they want to leave these kind of maps, maybe not go on to Haven, maybe even not go on to saying Icebox possibly, because Bleed is also really strong on Icebox. So I'm wondering to see what Boom will be able to squeeze out of in that map veto.
Any attack-oriented map is going to be a difficult one for them. And I think Bind is a attack-minded map. You know, you've got pretty great angles to uncover, and the raise of course makes it easier.
Itu fungsinya suhu panas buat apaan ya? Ya mungkin venue-nya dingin.
So instant rotations and stuff,
Maksudnya
and they
suhu panas
utilize
apaan
that
sih?
really well. They
Apaan sih
know
maksudnya?
how to work it out. They don't overcommit, and their attack especially.
Ini maksudnya ini. Artinya ya venue-nya dingin. Kenapa gue jawab venue dingin? Goblok. Artinya mereka lebih fight-nya di daerah sini gitu. Misalkan merah, berarti mereka lebih kebanyakan di sana gitu loh. Perangnya tuh di sana. Yang titik di sana, iya perangnya di sana. Ini dingin bacot. Ya apa ya pas pernah kerja kantoran nggak pernah gue. Lu kuliah gue jurusan gue teknik sipil. Lu udah kelar kuliah ya?
Of doubt as to who is currently the strongest team in this group, and they're sitting on top right now waiting for Boom to come up and face them off. I'm gonna ask you for a prediction. Do you think Boom can
Desember baru lulus gue, gila jauh juga ya. Lama juga ya 2023, gila berapa tahun anjir. Yor bagi locker dong, gue juga tank sipil. Locker tuh, locker di rumah gue ada locker tuh kosong isinya.
Adamant right now, or very obvious right now for Boom is again staying away from the maps that they know they're not really going to be able to create space or at least be able to move around on. I think that was the struggle that they had with Paper Rex because Paper Rex.
Dan yang sipil butuh hitungan nggak? Menurut lo emangnya teknik sipil lagi belajar tentang gimana organ tubuh lu?
For Boom, another thing is I think just unleashing what they already have. So if the problem
Yaudah lo kalau beneran kirim CV lo aja ke gue, coba gue sampai ke HR kalau misalkan ada posisi yang cocok, siapa tahu kalau beneran mau. Oke, kalau gue ada frustasi ya, frustasi gak dapet tim, kan?
Against these teams that have done so many things to counter you, I think just being able to bring out the best from Famous, the best from Blade.
Udah frustasi sama hidup,
is going to be incredibly crucial right now for Boom.
Yeah, well, here comes the map video as we have a look. Well, Pearl
Teknik sipil gamtek full senyum kan yor.
The one map you said that they might not want to explore, it is touching territory for Bleed. They are going to be having quite an interesting.
Whoa, icebox! Whoa!
Okay.
Whoa!
We've got Bleed banning out everything that we just said that should be coming up. Ascent being banned, Breeze being banned, and in the end they had a choice between Haven.
Analisa struktur, gue suka banget sama analisa struktur. Mata kuliah yang paling gue suka anjing. Mekanika rekayasa 1-5.
They're going to be spreading thin, and I
I love that
Icebox does give
shit.
them a lot more opportunity to explore mid, which I believe is going to be the job of Scary. I think he's
Beton
going to
gak
be
sih?
doing a lot
Sama
of
ya sama
interesting
beton gue
works, if
suka.
at all. He's going to be going for that Viper pick, which I believe he is, and these guys interestingly even played a Killjoy. Okay.
Woi, menang siapa nih guys? Boom atau Bleed nih?
I'm very curious about for Boom here is that
Salam dari teknik sipil TB. Salam, mantap. Suka ngaduk semen gak yor? Dulu sering. Tapi pakai bolan anjing.
It does give them a lot of control here, but I am wondering how quickly can they, take the sites. I think that's where it's going to be
bahkan dulu kalau lab beton tuh dulu ngaduknya ngaduk ini loh. Iya deh pakai molen deh. Pakai molen tapi molennya gede gitu deh. Bukan molen apa yang ngomongnya ya.
They know when to be aggressive. They know when to absolutely just stay to.
Lo teknik sipil mana ya? Sakti gua.
They've been doing that really well because of course they've got an experienced coach. Everybody on this roster has been practicing day in and day out, and they've been playing.
Jarang lihat tuh di Xbox langganan band gak sih? Bukan yang truk kan? Bukan. Yang gimana ya ngomongnya ya? Molennya manis gak ya? Terus dalamnya pisang apa yang dipakai? Lucu lu anjing. Lu ngaduk semen dulu masih pakai tangan kan zaman dulu lu mah muka lu anjing. Ya enggak lah tahi. Kapan merekat ya kalau pakai tangan? Anjing pakai tangan. Minimal pakai sekop lah. Bangke.
At least it makes a lot of sense because Durian has really proven that he can really explode with either the Reyna or the Jet at this point. And yeah, they've been absolutely crushing teams left and right with this particular composition. I really
Lu teh ambil
wonder
apa ya,
how
struktur?
this no duelist comp from Boom is going to undertake, because you do know for
Yang
a fact
manual
that
molennya
the
Yor.
players of
Aduh,
Boom
molennya tuh
really
nggak
want to get
manual,
up in
cuman
your
ada,
face.
cuman
And this
apa yang
requires
ngomongnya ya?
a
Ya
lot of
pokoknya molen
discipline,
lah.
a lot of coordination. And we saw yesterday how
Pengaduk
teams
semen.
really do struggle to push up onto these sites, especially
Ini
without
lagi scouting
somebody
nih guys,
who's just
lagi
able
scouting
to
nih. Aduh,
snap one
wah
in,
di venue ada
very
cewek nggak ya?
quickly as they
Senyum-senyum,
push through.
senyum-senyum
Well,
nyari.
just to give you a little bit of
Ih, senyum-senyum, senyum-senyum bolak-balik cari cewek.
That's
Tai
it.
nih orang nih
Yeah, I
Evi nih.
still the same
Dasar
word
lu
yesterday.
binatang lu ya.
Me about that. 8
Ciu.
games in the last 2 months.
Sosok cool kan,
that we have
gini-gini
played
kan.
on Icebox.
Anjay,
Did not
bolak-balik.
lost a single one.
Ada
Not
venue nggak?
one
Ada
game.
ajak ngomong
They
orang
beat
gitu kan.
Southfield Esports, they beat Neas.
Ini yang buat eventnya
Now
Gexer ya?
they've
Iya.
beaten Oasis, and they've beaten Alter Ego and Velocity Gaming as well.
It's like 3 Filipino teams
Yeah,
that you just
yeah.
pointed.
Well, Bleed currently are the Titans of
Burulah, lama banget nih.
competition as well. They're among my
Main nge-gym gua keburu rame.
It could go all the way, depending on the situation. But Icebox probably could have been possibly the worst map that Boom could have ended up on.
Now the question is here, how well can Boom
Weh,
actually
mangalewa
use
ahia,
the
esok.
double sentinel for
Nah.
this kind of setup? 'Cause if you think about it, the reason why you would want to do that is not because you only want to be able to slow push up onto a site. It's also because you have that flexibility of being able to control the map while not being there. That's the real reason why you want a sentinel, right?
True.
Be it the Killjoy as well as the chamber. So this gives a lot of passive map control that at least Boom do have, just in case maybe the problem on this site doesn't work. But the problem with that is that's banking on the fact that maybe 4 people survive, maybe 5 people survive, and then they rotate back. But the thing with that is they have to commit to a fight that they're going to go against Dorian, they're going to go against Juicy, and I feel like they're not going to come out of that unscathed.
Yeah, that is true. Let's have a look at the agent selection as we head into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Bleed and Boom.
Ngejinya paling juga ngeliatin cewek di gym lu, nggak usah cuci mata gak gym lu. Buset. Lu nggak lihat? Gua kalau kayak gitu nggak akan kurus anjing. Lu lihat gua, lu nggak lihat perubahan di gua, anjing juga lu. Lu bisa, lu gua angkat lu. Mau lu gua FU lu FU. Bisa gua FU lu. Lu ya tapi ya.
Scary has picked up the Viper, and we've got
Anjing,
a Jet
lu nggak lihat
coming in from
perubahan gua
Berserk.
nih.
Okay, they switch things up. They're going for a single duelist to match up against Bleed.
Udah bisa pusat berapa ya sekali?
Dorian does play the chamber on Icebox because he's the main operator player. So that I think makes sense. Either way, it's very interchangeable. Whether it's going to be GGC or Dorian on the Reyna or on that chamber, it really shouldn't matter too much. But I guess they just really love the capability of Dorian for those one-shot, one-kills when he has that tour de force, when he has the ability to have the operator.
Turun berapa? 17 kilo.
Is perfect with that weapon. It is going to be at least something that Bleed can utilize. But the bigger thing here is that
Anjing, gua kira ini orang nasi mirip juga. Dari samping ya? Ini orang jago anjing, Redla.
The no duelist comp for about 6-7 games in a row in the past couple of months, and it has had
Berapa lama? 5 bulan?
So
Bisa Chok Slam juga. Chok Slam tuh gue yakin tuh orangnya juga ini anjing. Lompat juga, gila Chok Slam.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we are getting a Jet to witness, but let's jump into the game and find out if or not this Jet is going to face off against
Oke, udah mulai. Nah, gitu dong. Langsung nih.
For their tournament life and Bleed to showcase their dominance.
Yeah. And that's not the only thing. Again, Boom have to win 2 games. One is against Bleed, one is against God Squad, and that is still a very tall task to talk about things. Dorian's going to be playing on top of yellow right now outside of B long. Crazy Guy finds one on mid. Immediately he finds contact.
Dapat di mana? Crazy Guy. Oh, di mid.
But that still is going to be the 4 versus 5. The setup, the intercept.
Oke, first kill dari Berserk.
Cheeky with the push. Not going to work. Shockstar's not even connecting onto Shiro. And this is going to be a full-blown retake for Bleed. 4 versus 4. Big flanks coming in from Bleed, though.
They're getting closer. Severine is ready for this, but is he going to get the kill is the question. He does give a dink down, but he's not going to find the kill just yet. He knows there are 2 players around him. He finds the kill out of Juicy, isolates him, and now it's 1 player on site and 1 player on
Nah, ciluk bala lu, ciluk bala momentos.
Shiro finds one. There comes another by every single player.
Okay, looking good, looking good.
Start off with a pistol.
Yeah, they come out swinging, just willing to take every single fight that they could take. Unfortunately for Dorian's, attempt there, it was basically denied, as you saw here. Just a cleanup on these replays for Boom altogether. And a good step in the right direction. Of course, they still have to keep the ball rolling. Berserks, interestingly enough, has actually picked up a Marshall.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all
Okay,
right.
that's the
Take your time.
That's the right.
That's the right
name
weapon
for the weapon
right
of this thing. Yes, it's not the other one. It's not the. Yes. Anyways, it is the Marshall on attack, but he has given Famous the hand on this Bulldog. Retla is alone. He has been spotted out, but somehow still is able to survive. He is getting closer, so he could get some damage.
Wah, nggak lucu, nggak lucu, nggak lucu. Mati. Nah, gitu, bagus, pelan-pelan.
Recuperate as Cheryl does pick up one. Famous now knows. Also waits down a little bit, doesn't want to lose the Bulldog because he's the one with the big honcho weapons as Boom take a slower bit of pace here, looking for somebody a little bit overextended, and that could be Durian.
Ooh, he's getting close and he finds one. Durian, great shot onto Severine, but he's not going to find Shiro, who's ready for him, and now it is a 3 versus 3, and makes it a little bit easier. Famous does get a kill, but weapons are being retrieved here, not the best of them.
Si Scary ganti crosshair ya?
Scary will go down. Unfortunately, not going to be able to connect his shots. Scary guy. Sorry, forgive me. Crazy guy. I made the same mistake as
I did yesterday. Yep.
We're cut from the same piece of cloth.
Yeah, I mean, if they did fusion, right? With Scary and Crazy guy, it would be Scary guy.
Scary guy.
Tapi gue liat dari kemarin katanya Scary kayak kurang gitu dah semenjak masuk Blitz. Nggak tahu sih.
You know, I've spoken to him in interviews, you know, just off the camera.
Kayak kurang gitu.
He is actually crazy even in person. You know, he's got some crazy things to say about different things about the game, about himself. You know, his story is really great. He's played multiple times with the Indian players here as well. He's played in multiple FPS games before, which he has had contact in playing with and against the South Asian region. So he's got experience of being in an environment like this.
That's true.
Tapi Blitz menurut gua salah satu contender yang bakal bisa lolos franchise sih, ini orang gila.
Maybe.
Anyways, ooh, it's a quick pull and trigger here for Boom. They want to use this bonus round to just get up close and personal.
Okay,
I love the setup.
This.
The wall banks or smoke banks not going to actually connect from Bleed here, and immediately in less than 30 seconds, Boom have already forced the post plant.
That's a great situation to be in because it is a bonus. So all they need is the post plant and sit in corners where they're going to have a little bit of small range angle fights. But Crazy Guy just spams him straight down. There's no way he's going to be surviving that Berserk.
Gila si Retla, bancinya bener-bener gila. Wah banci banget Retla. Wah gila bener-bener.
Marshall, forgive me.
Gue melihat sosok Excura tai. Lama banget di bawah anjir.
Drop 2 weapons, but Bleed do take the round.
Severin was hovering on mid. I think
Ya,
he had
pointer
like a
ngalangin.
snake bite
Kan
lineup,
pointer
but because his teammates were falling so quickly around him, he really needed to just help them out. I think he also used it very early on, but the timer was still not in the favor of Boom. As you can see here, he was forced to just try to challenge this, but boy oh boy, as you mentioned, Severin was hitting some of these shots very consistently. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to really delay that defuse on the spike. In any case, Boom still have a very credible threat here on the purchase. One is right underneath, and Durian almost got a
yang paling lucu tuh waktu kemarin Persija kan guys, kan si Excura lawan Persija kan. Nah terus kita scream kan lawan Full Sense kan. Nah si Excura kan banci banget kan. Ketemu Tiluf gak lu Tiluf Full Sense. Lebih banci dari Excura anjing, terus dia si Excura marah-marah anjing dia bilang gini. Anjing nih orang ya. Anjing banci banget jadi orang, lebih banci dari gua, tai bener-bener banci. Lu bayangin banci ngatain banci anjing. Tai banget.
Has cracked up the A site and
banci banget orang bener-bener banci bener.
A tiny bit more. They could have just abandoned the push on B and rotated all the way through A because Famous was already clearing up every single corner.
Yeah.
30 seconds left.
As you mentioned, Durian was just so quick to go for that punish. Now Famous, okay, putting out one contact, great shots together. This is what we kind of wanted to see for Boom for the most part, right? It's just for them to really get them their high intensity fraggers to just.
Dulu pas gini berat udah 100.
They're gonna have to muddle through Bleed's utility here, and that's no easy feat. Famous.
Sevaya fake.
A real lost cause. Gonna have to back away.
Tilo family ya.
And at least keep a little bit of modicum of that credits coming into the next round.
Yep, Bleed put up 2 on the board, and we're back to square one as we wait for the side of Boom to now try something different. They kind of went for that dry peek over there. They didn't really have utility on the back of this swing right here. They just, you know, kind of isolated themselves because Darion, the timing of his movement towards the left, he knew that there's going to be coming a swing, right? So he isolated the fight. He let Scary take the second one. Great stuff from them. They anticipated it perfectly, right down to the T of time. And here we are as a semi-buy of sorts for the side of the attack. 2 players on pistols here still, as the other 3 have button. And they're going to try again, but this time towards mid and B together, splitting up their approach.
There's a fine line of things that you can punish Durian on, because if you force him to rendezvous immediately at the start of the round, right, you have a good, what, 30 seconds, I think, to try to do something that he will have to fight you without that TP out once again. Sure. And I think they just allowed him to do so. Crazy guy, again, he's just going to be manic, just shooting through the smoke. You know what? It doesn't hurt to try to do something like that, and it works. Cross on the Cloud Burst. It still doesn't do anything. Famous finds an opening onto Red Love, but Crazy Guy is holding the cross. He's only found 3, and this leaves Berserks and Blaze King way apart from each other. Good thing, though, that Berserks does have the spike on the A side, so if he can deal with Crazy Guy right now, that gives them a little bit of leeway, but he's alone. He's being congressed. It has to be helped out here by Blaze King, which he is doing, and he's hitting these shots. Berserks
1v1.
1 versus 1, and Scary coming all the way through mid. Berserk's not going to know about this, but he hasn't spotted out his opponent, and this is getting very, very intense.
Oh, I think he's going to find it. Yes, he will. Berserk.
Okay, nice banget anjing, almost cok.
He did not expect him to be on the back of spawn region there, and that is going to be Boom taking a round out of, you know, really less commodities, because they clearly lost 3 in a row to Crazy Guy. It was a 4v2, and then those 2 kills from Blazer King. This right here, brilliant stuff. The second kill, though, even better, right on target, and supported by Berserks. Great job here.
We're mentioning how
Berserks menyala, John.
Be that player that again creates plays for Boom here. One of those is definitely a step in the right direction. Still, of course, Bleed will be able to purchase up. They do have
orang kalau megang AWP nggak bisa diem, Jir.
Right now with the Tour de Forest, they also have the Hunter's Fury. It's going to be very tricky for Boom to get things started, even though they do have Severance, Viper Spit. As long as they know where the spike is getting planted, they can always challenge with that Hunter's Fury. So it's going to be curious how they want to go approach this. Immediately with the Sova drone, Crazy Guy pulls the trigger. That's going to be interesting. It pushes them back, yes. It gives you a little bit information, but no kills and now no threat of, again, denying that spike plant from Boom this time. Still, Bleed will use the wall to cop on that A main.
They've got a heavy stack on A, right? Even though the wall is down, they've got 3 players here, and they've got 1 covering off mid in the form of Chamber. So they know this A hit is imminent. Now they've spotted a couple of players on top of the generator box as well. Juicy's trying to take that fight. No damage exchanged as of yet between these 2 players, but Berserks is itching for a duel, and he might just find one which is not in his favor, because Redlove sitting in a great corner finds to make that a double for both Juicy and Redlove, and the last man standing will die to the hands of Darion. What a hold by Bleed.
Gila, Redla. Jago banget. Ini orang sakit anjing.
Great choice not to as well. They made sure that they let Boom come to them. And, you know, not...
Tinggi badan berapa ya? Dapat 100 kilo. Gua 173 atau 173 gua.
Adding to that, the wall just did not allow Berserks to actually spot Redlove in the corner. And it was in such a perfect time that as the wall breaks, they already were looking towards the site itself, towards Maze. And at that point, you know it was going to be Redless time to shine. And Bleed just did not miss the opportunity to make that happen. That is incredibly...
Kalau harinya berapa ya? Protein 2 kali berapa? Sekarang berat berapa? Gua sebenarnya nggak ngitung kalori sih, terus protein 2 kali ya mungkin ya 1,5. Sekarang berat berapa? Berat gua 83.
Unfortunately, because there's no traps, no nothing, Blaze King will forfeit his life.
Well, this is a good Viper spit from the attack. They've gone towards
Dapat
kitchen.
satu fake.
There's a lot of commitment there, but it's really less ground.
Aduh,
Look at
ente fake.
triple flank coming in, instantly taking out Famous, and now they're running straight in towards
Gila,
it.
bener-bener.
They're not afraid of this
Banci
poison pit.
banget,
They know they
anjing.
can handle the
Hah!
top. They're spamming down people to death here. Berserk goes down to Darion, and now Severin surviving, keeping his life in the line to survive and win this round. And Shiro's
Lu lihat banci banget, lu lihat red lah, tai. Gila nih.
Annoyingly close. That was so effective, but it was only effective until that Viper's Pit was standing and covering him up.
Yeah, there is just too many players of Bleed chasing him down. Couldn't really do anything unless maybe he got back onto a different spot or he was prepared for that third swing, because he got the first kill.
Banci tuh gimana sih? Bukan Banci tuh penakut. Jadi Banci tuh nahan aja udah. Nahan. Mau bodo amat anjing apapun yang terjadi nahan. Jadi biar ya kadang tuh lu tau gak sih, lu permainan Banci gitu tuh kadang anjing sih, kayak bikin kesel. Kayak lu kadang nih, kayak misalkan lu lagi main nih, lagi main kan tiba-tiba pasti lu ada pikiran gini, anjing masih di sini, anjing masih di A, anjing masih di sini nggak mau maju loh dia gitu segala macam kayak gitu-gitu loh. Itu yang Banci kayak gitu loh. Lu kadang ngeselin musuh tau gak? Itu bikin ngeselin banget permainan kayak gitu anjing.
Huge. Juicy needs to get one on the wall. He gets one, but he gets instantly turned off. Back on his feet comes Berserk as Red
Sabar banget orangnya anjing jadi orang.
Been detected. Famous finds one more. Redla still firing on all cylinders. Finding two. The Sage has done his work, but can the others do it? 3 versus 2. The defense is against the wall.
Oh, Duria misses a very critical shot. Scary. Oh, he actually saves him. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Shiro finds one on 2F. This leaves Durian in a really risky situation. Refrags very quickly could come from the 2 players of Boom here.
Cek gameplay Excuret aja, iya lu nonton Excuret aja udah tahu kayak gimana. Oke, nice.
From Blaze King denies Durian any form of satisfaction for the continuing 1 versus 1, and Boom somehow break through A once again.
Wow, what an effort to come through. I thought Juicy was going to be, getting a 3K here, but they actually had the advantage of multiple people walking in front of him. So instantly they turn around, trade them, but Redla again getting away with a double kill. They do stabilize, Bleed for a second, but Scary pops right out when he's reloading. Not expecting somebody to be on top of Heaven over there. And now it is going to be 4-4. The game is absolutely neck and neck so far, and the buy still going into either's favor. Instant rotation from Bleed seem to be coming in as soon as that contact has been made, as the Sage and Sova are making their way towards B.
Duran's going to have to be careful. He's been spotted playing somewhere on yellow that if he really stays there, this could turn very risky. Now, Boom understand that they actually have to wait for the smoke just a teeny tiny bit, and they're going to go full on contact here.
Okay.
And Berserk is just ready for it. Scary now forced to use the Viper Spit as he tries to stop the rest of Boom from just barreling onto the site. And Boom have to at least be aware of this, but because they've gotten Durian, because they still have plenty of time, they can decide to just back away, or if they want to, maybe even go all the way around yellow, just circumvent the
Bet bingung nih anjing, Nitya nggak dapat info lagi dah. Aduh, gimana nih?
Well, there's nobody on A at the moment. They are choosing to
Boom kalau ke A menang nih harusnya.
Redla's actually brought back Darion to life as well. The Viper Spit couldn't have come at a more perfect time because they were instantly discouraged.
Oke, Boom harusnya menang sini.
Into that B side, and now
tergantung aja nih.
Getting ready for this A side hit. It is a 5v5 still after all that action, and Crazy Guy, what a shot from him. The pre-fire almost perfectly predicted. And that is going to throw Boom in a big mix because they got 20 seconds left. They got to make a decision.
Oke, Fikri dapat B. Waktunya nggak ada. Aduh.
There's a player still at B. Kind of confusing at the moment. Do they have time? Blizzking finds Juicy. Big kill required on Crazy Guy. Not going to come through. The spike falls, and this might be it. Yep, that is it. Bleed will hang on to dear life here as Darion and Crazy Guy make it easy for them to win round number 5.
There's so many things going against Boom at that point. One of first is because Scary wasn't dropped, because Severin wasn't dropped in that game. He actually still had his Viper's Wall on A. Yep. So that's why you saw the apprehension of, or rather, sorry, Scary's wall on the A side. That's why you saw the apprehension of Boom pushing it up on the A side. And at that point, as you mentioned, because they didn't really have enough time, you saw these, weren't you clearing out corners? Because they didn't have time, they have to start planting the spike down and just hope to God they can get those refrags quickly enough. They can still have the couple of seconds, the precious couple of seconds to plant down that spike. Unfortunately, Bleed understood the situation. They countered it as much as they could, and in the end, it just paid off in a round win for them.
They've got 2 operators in this round, by the way. They've committed into having Berserks on the operator and Famous who's on the Tour de Force with pistols surrounding that. I'm not quite sure about this, you know, decision making, because I believe they could have maybe had a couple of stingers to work with. It could have supported, you know, with the swing.
Wah gila, weh Berserks, lu nggak denger ya tadi ya ditembak gitu.
Another 2K for this man. Shiro will be the only one to trade out in form of Juicy, but Red Last looking for more. Give him a 4K, not gonna happen. He gets 3, and that's more than enough. That's more than what he was required to do.
Yeah, he lost the bullets there. Recon guard. Wow, Severin actually. Oh, it's because he wanted to save the weapon here, but Crazy Guy not even giving him any solace to actually back away. He's hungry for the kills. He picks up more. And I think the reason why we saw Boom actually purchase the operator as well is because Berserks would just have the blades coming into this next round. So,
yeah,
most probably, I mean, 1 shot, 1 kill. You never know. But that's a risk that definitely did not pay off for Boom.
True. Yeah, that's exactly why I was kind of not, you know, agreeing with the buy that they had. They had an operator buy, and they've got the Tour de Force, and they have pistols around it. Maybe a Stinger or a one Spectre maybe could have worked.
Yeah.
I think, you know, to help with the swing out, because you saw the Berserks was aiming towards rafters, and nobody's around him to support him up, you know, towards 410. And that is just around that Boom are going to be not too happy with. The last 2 have been
pastornya tuh yang saya attack sama defender siapa?
Miscommunication. And now there's a tech pause from the
Coin
side
toss
of
biasanya.
Tag pause, forgive me. Tactical pause from the side of
Tergantung.
Boom.
Ada juga yang kayak misalkan lu side seatnya di atas, oh berarti lu pick duluan atau segala macam. Tergantung. Ada yang coin toss juga.
To be honest, because Boom, I mean, it's not like they're doing anything wrong as well, right? It also is just, again, the way of contact that they've been going up against Bleed here. It has been going back and forth for the most part. I think the most successful that we have seen Boom really get into things is that when they're just confident to bait out the early utility first of Bleed and then peek out on the dry, spotting out Dorian, spotting out players of Bleed here. But the thing is, Bleed are starting to catch on onto that and are actually forcing Boom to start getting things, you know, to play a little bit more farther in. Shock Dart lineup to break the trademark, and it actually works.
Yeah,
There's nothing left on that minimap.
Towards the B side, there is a double push of Juicy and Darion. Not exactly a push, it's just an aggressive hold. As Bleed are going to be holding down the line here. No real extension from them. They're just going to make sure that they spam across angles that they possibly can to get a free kill, which Crazy Guy did a couple of rounds ago. But I think, you know, the one thing that's actually missing from the side of Boom that I think would have really helped them is maybe a flashing character. You know, to get a little bit of an entry point to
Wow.
Here we go. Darion's flipping off angles all by himself. Doesn't matter that he's got a recon coming his way. As Bleed find man advantage pretty easily. The wall is going to go up from both the Viper and the Sage. But Berserks is in a good position. Does he know that there's Crazy Guy right there?
Wah anjing. Wah, untung di-trap cok. Kalau enggak gila sih. Oke, nice. 3 lawan 3, comms. 3-3, comms. Ngapain aja, udah menang. Oke, 4 lawan 3. Tinggal comms saya, udah comms saja. Nggak usah overpick. Oke, nice. Oke, 4 lawan 1.
A risk, a bait that did pay dividends for Boom here. As Juicy's the last person standing, there's a huge wall. 2 walls from both stages that he has to try to push through. It is very difficult to try to get things happening with this one.
Okay.
Oh, he dismissed rather than healed, so he's not going to have the HP to really fight back against the other 2. No time left. And to just finish off what I was mentioning there, Uni.
Ini si Juicy dilihat kayak suges dah.
They put a lot of emphasis to just, what's the call here? Feint the push on B site and actually go A.
Yeah, it was just, you know, like one of those moments where you are going to be trying to give a little bit of an effort towards one side, even though you've got a single initiator, you might need a utility.
Bang, justru lu seperti Bennett. Iya, udah dilepaskan Bennett.
They're probably gonna peek on the back of it. So Darian got that kill. Expected more to be there, but by the time they could do anything about that on the A side, Crazy Guy had found 1 kill and then had passed in that round. And now 6 and 5. As close as it can get so far. One of these teams can go up, and that's Bleed with a minimum of 2-round advantage.
Cheating ya kalau nggak salah ya, lupa gua.
It looks like they're gonna actually force it through. They're going straight in towards that ace F5. Juicy! The first frag gets the Sage Wall to help him, and he finds his kill. But Berserks will trade back into him. Goes down. The Viper going down is a big problem here, as now Boom has slowed down the pace instantly, and they're waiting for Bleed to see if they can make another, you know, outwardly push, as Severine has slipped in through towards mid. Crazy Guy's actually suspected this. He sent his drone, but he's not spotted him. Does Darian know this? No, he doesn't. That's the B side opened up, and now Kitchen is one place he's got to worry about. But Crazy Guy, he's 18 HP.
He's so low.
Yep.
Yeah, the Viper Spin also used there by Severance. That's going to cut a lot of the offense. He's going to jump right on top, and he just goes Mario on the head.
Crazy Guy sih gila, tapi itu lebih gila lagi. Apa? Ini sih gila, bener-bener Crazy Guy anjing. Hari ini grup B full main ya, harusnya kelarin hari ini. Soalnya kan hari kemarin udah main juga grup B.
And let's see as the young prodigy is put on a pedestal here. Can he perform? Clock is ticking, but that delay that we saw Crazy Guy did was, or rather is giving him some chance. Okay, the wall forces out the peak, maybe. There's one, but can't even find the pick onto Berserk, and we've equalized once again. Boom.
Okay, City side nih.
Well, no differential between the two teams, even after the 12 rounds that we've played. Boom did have a little bit of a slip-up, but instantly make it back in the final 2 rounds. A small little lurk towards mid, this time making use of that Viper Orb, because they did not actually push in towards oranges until until now.
Gua mau
and
nge-gym
in the final round, they make sure that the Viper, you know, crawls through, because every time they had somebody from mid, Crazy Guy, watching towards mid, spamming down that smoke, and somebody from the B side watching it. But this time, they thought, okay, you know what? Maybe they're not going to watch it because we've not done it in a single round. In the final round, push through mid, find that kill, cut the knife straight through the middle, and they're going to be finding round number 6. And honestly, this is the best case scenario for them.
It really is. Again, we were kind of expecting this to be more heavily sided for Bleed here, but now we have our quick head-to-head for this Icebox map. It's going to be Crazy Guy and Berserks. Let's see how that unravels. Very, very similar in terms of the ACS kills overall.
Yeah, but you got to note that one is a duelist and the other one's playing on the Sova. So, and one of them is constantly getting killed through smokes like it's nobody's business. So Bleed clearly
Lagi yang mentori ini timnya full India ya.
Performance that we've seen, they've been more controlled, and Boom have been more on the, you know, adapt kind of a method, right? So they're making the rounds as they go. Sometimes 2 times they had the clock tick down really close. You know, a couple of times they had to go really far deep into the opponent's spawn region. One time when they pushed up towards mid, got you know, kills over there. Found that round as well, right? So they're playing more.
Saya orang sih belum, mereka belum latihan kan, si Iron kan masih di Amrik. Katanya bulan depan baru latihan.
From Boom as of per se, right? Even towards the B side, they're waiting for the smoke to go down.
Iron belum di, Iron belum ke Asia.
Okay, we got lineups, no post plan per se either, because Bleed are not giving them.
Miguelnya Boom siapa ya? Ucil.
Overall statistic, this has been a really, you know.
Ya, tapi Boom poin-poinnya banyak ya, kalah sama Peprex.
What's kind of good about that is we already talked
Harusnya
about
iya,
this, right?
tahu
Before
sih.
even the game started, we were discussing about how Boom we felt was a team that just does better when they're all about that contact play. And what they have done to supplement all of that is, as you mentioned, they wait for the utility. They made sure that there's less obstacles for their style of play, which is heavy contact, to not be deterred. And it has been working, I'd say, quite well, as we have been mentioning, that 6-6 is a very good margin of how the results have been here for Boom. And now that being said, they have flipped the switch. We are going to be seeing Boom right now on the defense. This could actually work much better for them, since they are bringing Famous in here, who was struggling in terms of the kills, but now that he's on the chamber on the def side, could be a switch of performance as well, results as well.
Well, let's find out. They're going straight in for the orb collection. They're going to make sure that Shiro becomes a farmer in this second half, as Bleed are giving up their attention on the A side to go all in at B. Blaze King does make his rotation coming through. Severin's going to keep them at bay, but Bleed are nowhere close to the site, so that utility is not going to hold them off for too long. The Viper utility is going to drop down in just about a bit as Bleed get ready for their fights.
They've just gotten a little bit closer now.
Dua tadi apa? Dua.
They want to wait for a bit of utility first. They maybe
Dapat satu.
Blaze King, yeah, he's got the proper angle right there. Redless getting in closer, and he got his head decapitated. Now this is a 5 versus 4. Crazy Guy's taking damage as well. One shock dart could be it, but Blaze King has been pushed all the way back onto Snowman.
Darian masih bunuh nih kalau mau menang nih.
Onto Danger, does have the TP, the rendezvous. So if he can find one pick here, this equalizes things quite nicely for Bleed. But not even that will happen. So Boom are here, and they are looking to aggress.
Oh, he's actually going to stick it. He's actually going for it. What? Darian finds two out of nowhere. The classic works instead of the headhunter, and now Bleed just, I don't know if I even know what happened there. It just kind of all happened in the smoke screen. One shock dart denied the diffuser. Shiro was sticking it. He didn't care. He didn't even try to,
Apa sih?
stick the diffuser with a little bit of a safety. He just was out of the
Emang si Shiro nggak ada wall ya?
Boom actually had that in the
si
back.
Shiro nggak beli.
I thought there was going to be cover coming in, but here they go straight into that Viper's pit. Most important.
Yeah. So I think the smoke plus the
Kok
shock
nggak di
dart
wall?
softened them up well enough for Durian to finish off the extra 2 players.
Yep.
So even though they did lose Redless so early, as long as he had the wall up, that was great enough utility that the rest of Bleed could play on that. So even if it was a numbers disadvantage, because they just really had the AoE abilities for the most part, that was a big help here for Bleed to secure the round.
Absolutely, and now they're going in towards the B side again. This time it's going to be a free plant. Nobody's going to be able to challenge them. The wall goes up. Famous is looking towards Danger and hoping that Darian overextends a little bit across that wall. Not going to be happening. They're going to play this safe as Boom, with a 4-stack onto A, are now going to go on an all-out flank.
It's the conga line. You know, they're having a nice little blast here with just the pistols. They should be hearing, yeah, there it is, one now. That's going to make Crazy Guy look right behind. But if they time this correctly, they could go for a straight-up 4-man peek, which could overwhelm Crazy Guy here. But he doesn't even flinch. Finds 2, gets the help from Redla. Redla falls down, but Crazy Guy is coming back into this. Blaze King does get a couple of kills here and there with the Sheriff, but that's not going to be enough. And Bleed, again, just immediately handling the B site, forcing Boom to go for that 4-man flank. It did create some waves, but not enough that it really threatened the round for Bleed.
Yeah, this trade transfer, brilliant. Spectre, of course, working short range. I really thought the double peak was going to actually, you know, get at least one trade back, but it didn't work out. 8 and 6, Bleed take back the lead in their favor after the pistol and the anti-eco. Now the first full buy coming in from Boom is going to dictate the pace of the second half as well. Is it going to be just as close? It depends on them winning this round. Juicy is hoping for a keen interaction on A, which he will come on top of. But Boom are not actually anywhere near in terms of contesting for a pick. They just want to play the safe, it seems, on the retake maybe even. Because we've got the Sage and the Viper here, and they've got the utility that they're going to store for as long as possible. Maybe for the post plan, as soon as the plan goes down, they're going to play the Sage wall. Here goes a bit of counter utility from the side of the defense as Darian
Gila Darian, buset dah. Udah berasa kayak Superman anjing.
That is still going to force it into a 4 versus 4. Spike actually planted for default here. Quick charge out and Bleed just immediately exodus out of the A side.
Plannya sih jelek sih. Kalau mereka main di belakang sih susah, kecuali si carry-nya punya line up ya. Kayaknya plannya rada-rada nih. Ini bahaya banget nih, sumpah.
Now Juicy's going to be playing Vanguard on this point, playing high onto 410 as the rest of Boom start to come in closer and closer. Crazy Guy getting a little bit of advantage point, gives the information, drops down, and look at this double swing. Famous needs to convert. This is going to be very difficult. Finds one. Juicy's patient actually, but does not read the situation. Although Scary is making a case, is delaying them. They don't have time.
Oh my God!
The lineups. Oh no! Scary is already buying. It's over. Oh, the lineups, my guy. The lineup Larrys for Scary. The rest of Bleed tried out, but you know what? It was a bonus. They spent many a seconds to give way for Scary to just do the things that he does all the way on the back.
This is something that Boom couldn't replicate. They couldn't do this on their attack, right?
Yeah.
This should have been something that they should have done, right? Because they were going in for the fights. You know, this is exactly what we spoke about yesterday as well, what Enigma was doing.
Yeah.
Where they was getting the plant down and then staying on side, waiting for the player to come.
Ya lu kuliah ke mana? Dulu di Sri Sakti.
Taking a little bit of safety, maybe playing on double peaks, and that kind of happened on attack. And now, Bleed. Post plant, yeah, we got it. We're gonna send Scary straight to the back of our spawn and make him play on the lineups. Doesn't even matter because he's of course got the aim. If at all, it does not work.
It's really handy to just, you know, have a lineup. We saw how many pros now have just gotten. If you're a flex player, you're almost always needed to have those lineups.
Yeah,
right? We saw it with like Dubstep.
Pas ke Surabaya makan apa? Banyak banget gua.
I mean,
Nasi atom, apa nasi cumi.
It works. And again, the
Apa ya?
applications, as you saw, was just
Penyetan
if you're having
apa?
trouble clutching, might as well make the utilities work for you.
Layar.
Again, these tiny bits. I know it's not really uncommon to see it now, or in any case, but when you go against it.
Semoga Bang Yos sehat selalu dan murah rezekinya. Selamat malam. Thank you Dimas. Amin. Thank you Bang. RRQ main kapan? Udah nggak lolos.
Sure, here they run again towards the B side. Bleed are having a pretty interesting relationship with the side, but Severin somehow gets one through that tiny little gap of the stage.
Nice.
Famous actually adds onto it. Okay, a couple of pistols making it work.
Orang gila.
Finds the danger coming his way, and he does actually get the revive coming in.
Nice.
Boom are absolutely booming right now with
nice.
Nerves, and everybody is just striking right on the mark.
Okay.
The coming through. My God, what a couple of shots.
Apakah ini momentum atau momentos?
Again, show of just how good.
Lu ke Surabaya, gue COVID 3. Buset. Bukannya RRQ lolos ya? Enggak lolos. RRQ nggak lolos kan?
What was a little bit obvious there from Bleed was Juicy was, I have to save my teammate here. We are trying to go straight for this resurrection, but that was a point that didn't really merited anything good for.
Ini sistemnya gimana sih? BO1 grup masih di grup, masih grup.
From Retla.
Woi Boom, lu kalau mau lolos nih harus menang sih, jujur aja. Terus nanti lu menang lu lawan God Squad harus menang bantai sih. Hampir apa Bang di Trisakti? Teknik sipil.
Four men just swing out wide and the right angle as well, right? They all spoke about it. They knew where they're gonna find the angle and you know, just peek, get the kills, and now they put it up on the board 7. And it is an eco win, so they're gonna be a little bit proud and confident. And that confidence showcases by Famous going in straight for that peek, and Darion's been deleted, which means the backstab can now be initiated if they want to.
Yeah. The tag used against Bleed there. Durian thought that he
berarti lu suka fisika lumayan dulu. Fisika gua UN salah satu doang, anjing kesel banget gua. Kalau nggak dapat penghargaan, anjing dah. Kesel gua. Nyombong aja dulu.
He's really coming nicely on that chamber of his, and still the confidence, as you can see, is definitely there. In any case, Juicy holding on the close angle here. It's not yet the end of the world. They only did lose Durian, so they have still a lot of utilities to utilize. Bleed gonna have to be very afraid of the push out. Recon Dart allows a little bit more of a forward push from both Blaziken and Berserks here.
Okay.
Famous, of course, don't forget about him. Still has a sniper in hand, and this leaves.
Gua nggak tahu cara lihat. Udah hilang kayak raport UN gua.
Very difficult, if near impossible, right now for Bleed to try to capitalize on.
Scary is pretty much gonna save that Viper Spit unless they're gonna be able to, I don't know, miraculously find.
Ya, lu tanya SCP Trisakti angkatan berapa? 2013.
It's gonna happen. They're gonna hold on towards this B main side, maybe hope for a couple of exit frags. Time is gonna be running out for them. There's no way that Bleed are gonna be able to do anything in this round. A recon from Blaziken to maybe find something. Does it is the question. Oh, that's gonna be safe just, and the wall comes up to cover him up as well. Will they spam it? No, the round's over. Never mind. Boom. Find another. Number 8. 9 and 8. It's getting closer now. And Boom have kind of found a remedy to the situation that Bleed are putting up, right? And I think that came from the confidence of the eco and this peek here from Famous, who does not absolutely care about who's coming his way. Finds his man and his mark. Not missing this time. Good stuff.
Yeah, I was about to say this is the perfect time for Bleed to call the timeout, and lo and behold, there it is already.
Abis
It's a
lulus
very
lu langsung
important
jadi
thing
pro player
now
apa ada
because,
kerja
again, they
kantoran
are
ya?
losing, a lot of these precious rounds. They're gonna be coming into this
Kantor plus
a
pro
little bit
player
broken
sih.
in terms of the
Malu
credits.
kalau
They
emang
have
teknik sipil rumus F
respectable
per A
amount
buat
of
apa?
ultimates to
F
utilize.
per A
Yep,
itu
but the problem
force
now is, as you
dibagi
mentioned,
luas.
I think Boom are starting to really
Force
come
bagi
into
luas.
full
Tekanan
circle.
bukan sih, lupa gua. Iya nggak sih?
We talked about how
Orto
Boom is
lu
one of those
nggak apa-apa
teams
ya
that
lu di
not
karir
only is
nggak
the
mendalami
player, but the
sipil lu.
whole team needs to
Awalnya
be
emang
how they approach the fights, how they approach the
awalnya
initial contacts, and it is showing
awalnya
itself
emang
right now,
rada-rada
especially
ini
with
ribut
that,
dikit.
particular highlight clip from Famous. So if they can
Berarti
bank
lu
on
kalian
that
95,
fact,
iya.
it is going to be good.
Berapa
Aside
tahun
from
tuh
that,
Yor
as
tamat
far
kuliah?
as,
3,5.
if Famous has a threat that
Oh ya katanya lu
threaten
lulus
Bleed
kumlot
with
ya,
the
kagak
operator
bohong
here,
itu.
that also forces any kind of team to have to play around it. So what is the adjustment of Bleed against the operator of Famous?
I say that the one thing they really need to do in order to push Famous off is find out where he's
Bang,
leading
lu
first
kalau
and have
itu
Juicy
F per A
counter with the
tekanan
flash.
kocak.
Make him get
Ya
off
bener
his
kan, gua
angle,
kan?
right? And not able and instantly just plague the site. Don't give him a time to
F tuh
readjust,
gaya.
to come back to his position.
A itu
Keep attacking him with
A itu
utility,
luas ya,
and then
luas
he's gonna
penampang,
be
wah,
in a
lupa
position
gua.
where he can't, hold off the site and the push.
Well, they're still gonna go where Famous is.
They don't know he's here yet, I think.
True enough. Durion does have the tour de force. There's the ultimate first. They're charging right in. No way, Scary!
Gila juga, anjir.
What was that? He actually just dodged the shots of Durion, or rather, excuse me, Famous, and challenges them to death.
Apaan sih Scary apa sih? Gua nggak lihat Scary. Apaan sih?
And Shiro already out of things. And
Bukannya tadi si Juicy ya Renanya ya?
Adjustment from Bleed as now. Shiro takes some damage.
Heal dulu.
Has the heal, but they're gonna have to get inside, close and personal to the Viper's pit. But once again, Juicy turning the operator against Boom.
Great stuff from the duelist there, Juicy.
Bukannya tadi Juicy ya? Kayaknya
really close. He could have lost his life there, but he works out for the best. And now we got Blazing to go down to Juicy. Crispy shot from him as Bleed pick up double digits. And so far, Boom, we're looking really strong. But I think if one kill from Famous would have come through, this round could have turned around instantly, right? This one.
Mana sih?
Wow, that was amazing.
Wow, that second shot was absolutely terrible.
Wah, kurang akuat coek.
From Juicy. That really, I think, solidified the round there because I think if Famous actually dropped, he might have been able to TP out, if I am correct. So they could have repositioned. They could have, again, had still enough players to have a fight on the side before Shiro and Blaze King came in for the rotation. Famous, okay. He's gonna show himself just a little bit on mid.
Anjing, apaan sih Juicy?
But they don't flinch.
Di prank tai.
They go for the aggressive A push. They have left Crazy Guy just to mark on Belt here as they do wait for that contact.
A four-man stack.
Mereka pasti nunggu recon nih, nunggu recon 20 detik. Mereka nunggu pasti recon 20 detik, tapi mereka udah berempat. Kenapa? Karena B-nya di trap, terus mid-nya udah dapet si siapa? Si Famos. Ini harusnya menang Boom. Harusnya ya. Harusnya udah setup begini ya depan nih, si sets-nya lompat-lompat.
Round number 19 as Bleed
Recon.
now. Crazy got to initiate the attack. He's lining up his recon. And the minute this goes through, it's got to be mayhem.
Yeah. And the reason why Boom haven't really left the site yet is because Famous was holding on mid for the cross. This is gonna, as you mentioned, just pure chaos is what's happening here. Big walls coming in through both. Shot from Severin through the smoke. That's gonna keep them honest. 4 versus 4. And someone's hiding at the back of this smoke. Shiro has gone for the cheeky smoke, or rather Sage wall play. They might not be able to clear this. There it is, there's the one, but he makes a mistake. That's gonna be huge. Durion and Retla find one. There's Famous. Famous coming in, 2 versus 1, but he goes onto the other side of the wall. Now they know where he is. Does have the headhunters, but 36 HP. This is gonna be very, very difficult for Famous to try to just isolate as both the players of Bleed are standing in hand together for that refrag.
Yeah, there's no way he's going to be able to break off this duo. They are going to be waiting for his arrival, and the minute he taps that spike...
Shiro tuh tahu dia punya heal gak sih sebenarnya?
Never mind, he goes on top, and Scary's ready for him. Holding off that angle, Bleed. That could have turned around if Shiro would have just gotten one kill there. it just kind of just messed up. His angle of, shooting was so low, he just couldn't find any sort of...
Kalau nge-heal bunyi bener sih, nggak salah.
And he was
Tapi
at 2 HP. Yeah. He didn't use his heal because he thought he's going to be hurt, right?
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, man,
nggak salah sih.
A couple of mistimed...
A narrow corridor for him to shoot in. It's like,
he needs to either hit the headshot or he's gone. That's it. That was the only condition.
Dia miss shot juga sih tadi.
Well, right? Because
Sayang.
of the positioning where you plant as the spike planter on the site, it got blocked by the generator.
Oh yeah.
So that really hurt the chances of Shiro from just not pushing out of his hidey hole and exposing himself to both.
Coba sabar dikit sampai di plan. Iya, cuman kadang-kadang lu kan itu refleks, Cok. Kadang-kadang refleks tuh gimana ya ngomongnya, refleks, Cok. Ada yang lewat langsung ditembak, itu refleks pasti. Susah anjir. Apa posisi kayak gitu, udah low lagi. Kenapa A selalu di hit walaupun udah tahu yang jaga banyak? Karena ya begitu. Lebih susah lu nge-retake A dibandingkan lu retake B aja. Lebih susah retake A. Jadi orang-orang lebih suka ke A. Kalau di B retake-nya menurut gue lebih better dibandingkan retake A. Bung kalau kalah udah kacau anjing ini. Apa maksudnya kayak udah pasti nggak lolos nggak sih?
Hold on, Blaze King's making a damn good case that is going to be possible. What? He jumped up with the Vandal and still hits the shot. Retla did, he didn't hit it while he was jumping up, but still that was going to be a shot to behold. Famous gets immediately swatted from the air as Scary finds 2 picks, and that is going to put us into match point here for Bleed. Boom. They obviously have to play perfect here, but that was very, very good of a try from Blaze King, as we can see now in this replay. Look at this.
Absolutely. I don't know how the second kill came about. He jumped, stood down, stabilized, and then killed him. Okay, that just works.
Udah bagus anjing, Dustin dapat 2.
Did he fat finger the jump?
Enter.
I think he might have.
But he was shooting while he was jumping.
I think it was a mouse wheel. I think
a mouse wheel jump?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, possibly. Anyways, Boom have called their final tactical pause here. Of course, as this is the final round. If they do lose this, very, very big for Boom right now. It's make or break. Not pointing the fact that they need more rounds in a win in a game. They just need to get this win against Bleed altogether.
I think this should have come a little bit sooner. I'm not convinced the fact that you need to take a...
Tim Indo nggak pernah juara kayak di turnamen Inter.
At the very end of what could be the very end
turnamen
of
Inter
your,
apa kan?
Journey.
Lah bukannya kemarin
could have made this happen around 10-8 maybe. Right? They could have tried a little bit more at that point.
Waktu itu AE bukannya juara ya di saya.
But we're here now and we've got Boom trying to make things happen. Even though they've got a 4-man stack on A, they're just not able to hold off that attack coming in. They know it's an A hit, but the defense is just not strong enough because they exhaust their utility and Bleed wait for it because they don't care. All they want is to take the fights because they know they're stronger on the aim.
Absolutely. And the separation that Bleed have done is just phenomenal. So it really puts multiple members of Boom individually in their own island. So they either had to perform and couldn't really get the trades. A perfect example of that was Shiro. He only got a couple of kills because he was in an off-angle position where no one actually from Boom, no one else from Boom could actually refrag on. So it was more of the cheekiness that they were positioned here. Boom, trying to go for something different. They do have the Cloud Burst. There it is. They're using it to Kloss. 7 seconds. If they go through this, this is going to be massive damage.
Ya, ketahuan. Aduh.
Maybe they're aware. Durian is
pada gendut-gendut nih temen gue bilang gitu kan. Shiro anjing nih temen gue, ngoblok mulu gendut-gendut.
Oh, Blaze King finds the spike down, and that's a big kill. Now they're going to be coming in for the flank, but Darion's going to challenge him. He's going straight in, and he finds the kill. It's going to be juicy as the flank comes in a little bit late.
Okay.
It does work out. Famous gets it. They're going to wall off the spike now, and this is
masih ada.
The timeout seems
Ucil.
to be clearly working. Take mid and absolutely
chill, santai chill.
Because they're all committing 5 on one side.
Bisa chill, satu chill.
Split their approach, right? So this is a good, cure for what they've been doing so far.
Now, Juicy and Durian will have to push and just pick up that spike with 20 seconds left on the clock. Severin's here, spotted out already. Juicy does not find the shot. That's gonna delay things a lot further.
No time chill, man. Santai chill.
So much time. There's the crossfire. Durian getting chased. Berserk finds it. And boom, a breath. A bit of signs of life. Things are not yet over, but they need again.
Crazy Guy pernah di NXL sama Reka. Pernah dua-duanya.
12 and 9. Gonna be 3 more rounds of the same case, but they this time cannot repeat what they did on mid. Bleed are not gonna be allowing that because they know now that Boom are gonna be heavy commitment towards mid. They're gonna probably this time go for the mid push. I think Bleed, if they themselves make a mid push happen towards B and they take a split approach and find oranges, I think this might be game right here because I'm pretty sure Boom are not gonna expect that.
A bit of a tech pause here as we're just making sure things are working, you know, nice and dandy, nice and fine.
Severin kok di boom? Lah,
right.
udah lu kemana aja anjing?
Attack like that from Bleed might definitely catch out Boom here.
Ya kalau mereka pada ngalungin dua headset.
At least from that indicates that they are more willing to
ini buat mic.
aggressively peek
Yang
out
di leher
now,
buat mic, yang di earphone nih buat suara. Kalau yang ini yang dipakai buat di kuping nih, yang gede ini itu buat kedap suara. Soalnya ini kan ini open.
Type of strat that if you try to do that, if you're weak on one end and you lose one player, you immediately lose a whole lot of map control. But Boom are
Lu dulu pernah kayak gitu, Yor? Pernah kayak gimana maksudnya? Zaman dulu lannya kayak gini anjing. Di stage kayak gini.
Risk is scary, but it's not far away.
It's doable. It is definitely doable. If they're able to break the economy of Bleed further down from what it already is,
mereka kenapa nggak bikin divisi Valorant, Yor? I don't know, man. Zaman dulu lannya kayak gini. Kalau zaman sekarang kan headset yang gede kan udah ada mic-nya.
I believe that Boom have the capacity. Yeah. All they need to do is
ente kah, man? I don't know.
Anything that they've done so far, because Bleed are going to expect it. Now that the flank has come in, you know, in such a full force manner, they're going to have one person probably hold on to it and maybe wait for a pick over there. You know, so yeah, Bleed are really quick on the adapt, improvise kind of a thing. So they will expect it. How do you think Boom should be playing? Do they push them right in front of their faces and take the fight to them, or do they play on the retake?
It really depends now, because at least Bleed are going to be conditioned to watch their backs a whole lot more cautiously, effectively, I guess. And that could be the point where Boom might make a mistake, because at least a while ago, you saw how kind of
gue sebenarnya di turnamen ini, guys, gue paling penasaran sama Boom sama RRQ sih, jujur aja.
Spotted by that trademark, so if that something happens again from Boom and Bleed are expecting it, it could be catastrophic here for Boom. There is so many outcomes, you know, basically Agomato things for Boom here.
Sama beda headset yang buat mic sama kedap suara apa ya? Kedap suara nggak ada suara ini. Nggak ada, itu kan cuma kedap suara doang, Cok. Kayak ditutup aja udah. Nggak ada aliran up listrik segala macam, nggak ada. Yor mau tahu konspirasinya nggak? Konspirasi apa? Tadi Peprex lawan Boom siapa menang? Peprex.
Are just waiting for Boom to finish up their tech issues and get everything fixed, as we will be heading into the game pretty soon. But looking at stuff right now, it might be ending up in the case that Bleed, on track to win this, they could end up in position 1 of their group and face off against Team Secret in the semifinal. But all of that depends on this round right here, and it looks like it is going to be Shiro to try and stop them for as much as he possibly can. The wall goes up, instantly broken down. Crazy Guy throws out the drone, instantly broken down that as well, as Bleed are heavy commitment towards B, and now instantly they're just waiting for that flank, expecting it to come through. You can see that they're spread out a little this time. Not too keen
Moto konspirasinya emang apa?
Map control on their backs, so...
Emang itu ada konspirasi kah?
That was a big commitment of utility, though, from both Blaze King and Shiro just to secure the
Halo, kayak event tadi datang di tengah. Halo.
They've used basically everything that Blaze King has, even the wall and the slow from Shiro. Might not be the optimal point that they were kind of looking for, and even though, as you saw, Crazy Guy was tagged, there's no Hunter's Fury to come out of, so Blaze
masa mass fixing kan nggak mungkin kan?
have committed to actually stopping Boom from picking up that charge, and even though that's a small thing, it does add up throughout this entire round. What is going to be the adjustment right now from the B defenders? Well, as you mentioned, nobody Boom is willing to actually peek out. Still somehow, though, Blaze King finds one. This is tempting fate. He could use the Hunter's Fury right now to chase down that kill with the Resurrection. Blaze King holds off and doesn't pull the trigger just yet.
He's waiting for the plant. He wants to go for a little
Si
bit more
Ucil udah siap.
ultimate, all right? And there he goes. He gets the tap. No! Crazy guy! He spams him straight down. He finds the tracker of the opponent Sova and he just gets him. And now he's on his own. My God, okay. Severine gets the kill. The Rentla's gone down. The plant will have to go down right now. Darion's going to make sure that it does, as Juicy is keeping his team intact, taking fights that is a little bit unnecessary, but Famous will make it easier. 3 versus 3, and here are 2 of the tour de forces coming into play.
Both smokes utilized, they're very close. They're going to be playing inside of yellow here. The delay tactics. Nobody's actually defusing the spike as of now. Darion hits the shot. That's going to be slowing down Severin. They're going to just have to play back. Famous has to get in close and personal as Severin is trying to find an opening, but no, Darion hits the 3K. Bleed get it. What a sequence.
Oke guys.
Finalizing and finishing off with the
dulu ya.
force.
Mau nge-gym.
Oh my God.
Capek.
What a victory for the
Sampai ketemu
last round. Kind of just
kapan ya?
went all around the place. I thought Blaze King almost had it. He tagged 2. And if he had gotten another, you know, chance to pull that Hunter's Fury and shoot that laser beam, I think he would have found 2 kills. I think he would have been round done.
Where did Crazy Guy find him? How did Crazy Guy
Thank you
find
semua, thank you udah nonton, thank you udah subscribe. Jangan lupa di like, jangan lupa di subscribe ya guys. Jangan lupa di
The thing is, it felt like he was
like. Makasih semua. See you guys. Bye bye. Thank you, thank you.